Hello, 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 guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Happy Monday to you all. Shani, I'm so sorry. And Cockwaddle, you are totally right. That freaking COVID don't quit. You had to cancel your volunteering for the week. Yeah, that's a good idea, Shane. That's a very good idea. Plenty of paracetamol, hydration, fingers crossed for you. Yep. Yep, that hydration, anything. More than water. You've got to have your electrolytes replaced too. Not just the water. All of it, baby. All of it. So we're in the Daisy Park today. I'm actually going to be working on the Bone Collectors camp. I think I'm going to put it up on this hill. But I realized I don't have any backstage at all. So we're going to do just a little bit of backstage to satisfy our backstage desires. But yeah. You have some squash to help you at the moment. That's good, Shane. Yeah, squash, Gatorade, broth, whatever you feel like, really. I mean, because you probably don't feel like a whole lot. What's up, Shampickle? How you doing? Morning to you. So today is the day of Cockwaddle's interview in my podcast interview series. So I'm really excited about that. I will be starting to schedule my November interviews as soon as I find out about the job that I have taken. I don't know, like the it involves very detailed federal background checks, so it takes a while. I'm hoping to hear something to get on the schedule for November. And so once I hear that, then I can make my November my November interview schedule. Oh my gosh, this is what I get.
Oh my god! What is that?
Oh, that's loud. Let's try that again. Oh, baby, that was loud. So yeah, as soon as I figure that out, then we can get the November schedule sorted for interviews, and that'll be really good. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Cockwaddle, if you're ready, I'll go ahead and give you a call, and we can get going. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. I always think of SpongeBob. I'm ready. Hit my line. Okay, here we go. I almost did video call. You do not need to see me right now.
Morning, baby. How we doing?
Woo! Boy, listen to you! How are you?
Listen to me. I know. It's first thing in the morning. I feel good.
Yeah, it is first thing in the morning. It is quite early for you. How's it going?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I had a very sensible bedtime last night, so I'm full of beans.
Sensible. Oh my. I was playing DayZ until nearly 2 a.m.
Oh, that's on brand. You know, that's what you do.
Well, I was with Marcus and Slangani, and the time just passed so quickly.
Mm.
I didn't realize it was that late.
You're a girl of the people. You give them what they want, you know.
Something like
that's
that.
That's what we want.
That's what you want. You want the tired. You want the tired Poe.
Well, to be honest, I do love that voice.
Oh, so, well, that is true. That is true. Hey, Winder, how you doing? Good morning to you.
Morning, baby.
Morning, baby.
Baby.
Hey, baby. How you doing?
Baby. Thanks for just equating me to Elvis there.
Did you? Oh God. Did you see the tweet that I sent out?
Let me have a look. I might have.
Good morning, Rizone. How are you? Yeah.
Good point, Shane. By the way.
You're gonna love the tweet that I sent out. And by love, well, it's time for Bants, isn't it?
Okay, are we talking about the sausage roll and maple syrup?
Oh no, darling, I just sent out a go live tweet.
Oh shit! Oh, hang on. Okay, right. God, you're so up to date. Oh, fuck you! Oh, fuck you! God damn it! God damn it! I say this every time, Poet, but I always wish I never gave you the self-destruct codes to Cockwaddle. Do you know what I mean?
I know, I know. Thank you, Shammy. Thank you. I know. You didn't just give me the self-destruct codes. You also taught me the bants.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
know.
like double your fault. Sorry, not sorry.
This was possibly an error, I think, on my part.
All right. So, what did you do over the weekend? We'll start off with a little bit of a conversation. What's up, Crabsuit Lando? How you doing? Welcome in.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Wow, I haven't seen Lando in a while. Is he still knocking around these parts a lot? It's been a while.
I know it has
Uh,
been. It has. Have fun with that, Winder. I mean, some people
oh
like
yeah,
cleaning. Maybe Winder likes
some people.
cleaning. I don't know.
Oh God, I don't know. Apparently, he spent like 9 hours fixing a toilet yesterday. So maybe he just loves it. Maybe he's a sucker for it.
Oh wow, it's like that's
Um,
like how long it takes in the frickin' Sims.
yeah, exactly. He's living that sim life. What did I do over the weekend? I'm having this problem more and more lately, Poet. Maybe you can chime in on this. I can't remember like anything anymore. So like whenever anyone asks me that question, "Oh, do you have a good weekend?" It's like, I literally don't know. I don't remember
I
like
don't
a
know,
single
man.
thing that I did.
Ever since I had
Um,
COVID, my memory, my brain feels slippery. Things don't stick
oh,
in
is that what
there.
did it for you? Was it
My
COVID? Maybe that was it for me as well then.
Yeah, the memory is yeah.
Yeah, the Cockwaddle memory hole has become a real thing. It
Well, did
sucks.
you watch any football? I mean, sure there was
I
football.
did. There was, and I was, obviously that was a disappointment,
Yeah.
as it likes to be. Football is basically torture that we like allow ourselves to be
Mhm.
put through. It's really good.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's great. It's yep. Sports in
I mean,
general.
that's you with the Jacksonville boys, right?
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Although they're. I mean, I didn't watch any games yesterday, and I haven't looked at the scores or the highlights, but they were actually having a good season so far.
Okay,
So I mean,
okay,
that's new.
right. That's the start.
Yeah.
GG, Florida. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think I really did much. I've been doing a little bit of like off-stream building and stuff, just just for me. But
Yeah, I
it's been
see
mostly a bit
that.
of a chill one.
I see that when when it says Cockwaddle is playing Planet Coaster, and I'm like, ooh, what's
I
going
know, like
on?
it's amazing. Sometimes this isn't just a job, you know.
I know. Sometimes it's a hobby. Hey, Kiara, how you doing? Good morning.
Sometimes we actually have fun on this video game.
Sometimes it's actually not the most stressful thing that we can do with our day. Weird.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
I'm absolutely loving this, by the way. I don't. So I think you said this was like the bone collector's campsite. I don't know what that building is in DayZ, but I
oh
really like the look
no.
of it.
So no, right now I'm just doing like a backstage building, but yes, I'm getting ready to. Well, I needed. So this is my brain, right? So I started working on this hill because I want to put the bone collector's camp up on this hill. But then I
Oh,
was
okay, yeah.
like, I need a little bit of. I can't just have like the hill came up to here. I'm like, I need a little bit of backstage. Hey, Dis, how you doing? Pop
What
in
it
to say
is.
hi, but can't stay long. Well, good morning to you. Um, yeah. So I couldn't like just leave the hill right up against the building, and I wasn't really gonna do a lot of backstage in this park because it's not like a realism park. But I had to do some
Hmm.
backstage, and then I got distracted. I'm like, well, I have to put a building in, so I started to like put the building in as a place marker. But as soon as I get this door built, that will give me enough to remember what the hell I wanted to do with it in the future when I go to work on it again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Dogger, the Dutch King.
Morning, Dutch King.
How you doing, dogs? But yeah, so
I
as
like
soon
that
as
we both work in similar ways, Poet, in that we have to like leave like future versions of ourselves, like little clues,
yes,
a trail
yes.
of clues.
There always has to be a trail of clues. Otherwise, nothing would ever get done because my brain goes, idea. Oh, wait, new idea. Oh, wait, new idea.
Very much so. Breadcrumbs, yeah.
Oh, that does sound like a good one, Kara. Coffee on the bed.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, nothing better than coffee in bed, except for maybe sleeping in bed. But yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
Oh, Ethan. I did not hear the walk-on play. Uh-oh. Is there
Oh
something
boy.
wrong with Blurb? Quick stop by before heading to your training. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? And good morning,
Nice
Ethan.
way out.
Actually, the bot was also supposed to pick up Ethan, but so I got a new bot, and I set it to automatically shout out some people. Oh, there it is. No, and see, it's not working. Yeah, it's a really kind of a more complex bot, but yeah, like over here, I had to leave myself notes with signs that this is this is going to be a dark ride. Like I have to, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But
yeah.
I was
It's like going back to that memory hole thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Well, I was running around Daisy the Saturday night. I was running around playing Daisy, cause Felix is at his dad's right now. So like, what am I doing? I'm rolling around my house like a marble in an oatmeal can, you know. So I was like, I'll just get on Daisy and play. And I came across this section of the map that I haven't seen before, and I put it on Twitter, and I'm like, what is this? This is terrifying. And everybody's like, oh, that's the Bone Collectors Camp. Like, it's the most normal thing in the world. And then I thought, well, I can't wait to recreate this in Planet Coaster.
Sick. If I haven't said it before, by the way, I absolutely love the way you've done the plane crash, which is like, I obviously I don't know that much about the various like Daisy maps, but for me on the original Chernarus, I think like that is the most like evocative bit of the whole map. I absolutely love it.
Yes, this is from the original Chernarus, absolutely. Yes, yeah, sure, Slane. I've got to finish it. Like, I ran out of steam. You can only place, gravel and rocks and for so long before you're just like,
pieces, yeah.
It gets boring placing the same gray pieces.
Definitely.
So, what was your first video game experience? Was it like in an arcade? Was it a console?
Catch you later, motherfucker!
See you later, Razone!
That is a good question. I could definitely rule out arcades because I pretty much, we did have one relatively near us, but I never really used it. It will have been on either my sister's PlayStation 1 or just on the PC. So I'm going to go with it. I think probably the earliest one I can remember is the first Ridge Racer on PlayStation 1, which have you ever heard of that? It was quite a very much a 90s thing. It didn't really last beyond the 90s.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it was like a really arcade style kind of racer, in that it was
Good morning,
it didn't have like a
sorry.
Oh yeah, morning Fro. Good to see you, mate. That's all right. Oh, by the way, just feel free to like interrupt me at any point to do streamer duties, because I know how it is. I've been in this exact position before, and like where you want like respond to chat, it's fine. Just you can feel free to just do it. It's all good.
Like you could, if you want me to, I could also just like do push to talk. If it bothers you, just let me know.
It's okay. Yeah, it's chill.
And
the thing that's like most memorable about it had this ridiculous fucking like Eurodance soundtrack. And some of it was like kind of housey stuff, and some of it was this like ridiculous fucking gabba music, and absolutely fucking melts your brain. It probably wasn't very good for me as a young kid. But the weird thing about it was that like my dad would actually play it, and it's like my dad is like he's like the most old guy ever. Like he still doesn't fucking understand how to use his phone. So like it's this really surreal memory that I can actually just about remember him playing one or two games on the PlayStation 1, and that was one of them.
Oh, that's really cool. I mean, that's a good memory. I remember my dad introduced me to computer games, and my dad is like an outdoors man. He's always outdoors. To think about him sitting down and playing a computer game blows my mind. But he was big into the PlayStation 2. He was big into Gran Turismo, and then he got into like SimCity on the PC. He was the first person I knew that played PC games.
God damn. That's cool though. Yeah, I mean, as I obviously don't know a huge amount about your dad, but that kind of surprises me as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. So, did you fall in love with games at that point in gaming, or were you just like, "Oh,
catch you later, motherfucker"?
See you later, Slang. And then you were like, "But I'm not." Did you take a break between, or did you instantly become like a gamer?
Well, I think I only ever got like fully obsessed with it when I was sort of a teenager, but I definitely liked playing video games, but I didn't have a lot of because I was the youngest of three. I didn't have a lot of shout in what games were bought, so it was pretty much up to my sister because it was her console anyway.
Ah.
Um, which then led me to Tomb Raider, like the first Tomb Raider trilogy on PlayStation, which I think is probably the first video games I remember like loving. Which I still do, and I
Yes, you
still,
do.
especially like,
Subscriber.
I'm crazy, especially like Tomb Raider 2.
Thank
Like
you
I
so
still
much
make an
for that
effort to
sub dis. I really, really appreciate that. Look at
Oh,
that.
Dis, you
13
legend.
months. 13 months.
Fucking brilliant.
That's a baker's dozen of months.
It certainly
It's
is.
a baker's dozen of
What does that
months.
mean? Why do people say that?
I
Like,
don't
what is
know.
that? A
Like,
baker's
do
dozen?
bakers are just like, we don't like 12. We want 13, but we still want it to be called a dozen because we're rebels? I don't know. Those bakers are wild, man. Gotta keep an eye on them.
What point are they trying to make with just adding 1 to 12?
I don't know. Is that a thing in the UK too, or is it just an American?
It's certainly a phrase I've heard. Yeah, I've heard a baker's dozen.
Weird. Okay. Well, I mean, who knows?
I think it concludes me to say that bakers can fuck off. Sorry, but like, we've got a system of what a dozen is.
Right, and it's a pretty damn decent system. And
Yeah.
congratulations on that promo, really. In
Oh,
Channel
nice,
5, yeah.
Couple of Channel 5 promos, nice.
I left. I left the server.
Yeah, you did a bit, didn't you?
I did. I gotta say, I was really fucking shocked when it was like publicly announced that I had left the server, and in a very snarky way, I was like, "What?
Scandalous!"
Super." People were messaging me like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "There's no tea to spill. I just don't go there." She
Yes.
doesn't
Oh, it
even
hates
go
us.
here. Is that even
Oh,
with
Shane.
Greg's
Oh,
Cockwaddle? I mean, I don't
That's
know.
a good point, Shane.
A baker's dozen would be pretty good of Greg's. Like, if you got a baker's
Yeah.
dozen deal, I wouldn't be mad.
I would like to take back my former comments about bakers, having thought about the consequences. Greg's, please forgive me. I'm sorry.
I mean, but are they really bakers? Don't they just pop stuff in an oven from frozen? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
So like
They're
they can't
yeah.
really be offended because they're not like real bakers.
They are mostly greasy teenagers.
Good
that'd be no
morning,
problem.
Tack.
Hey, hi Tech.
Uh,
Hey, I sound plenty like Poet. Don't know what you're talking about.
we sound exactly alike. Same accent and voice, pitch, everything.
Yeah.
I can't believe that people don't think that we're the same person.
Wait, is just Tack? Is that the same Tack as Tactical Mind?
That is the same tack as
Ah, okay.
Tactical Mind.
Name change. Cool. Right. Registered. Got it.
Pharaoh, you got ripped off. You. God damn it, Tiz.
Oh fuck.
You
Oh,
got
God,
a
no.
purty mouth.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Can you give me a you got a purty mouth and a very scary southern accent?
Of course. I'll say it to Dr. Malevolent who's just come in.
Oh, good.
Dr. Malevolent, you got a pretty mouth.
That is so fucking scary. I can't stand it. Oh my god. Oh, you went hard. I like it. You really went in on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Sham Pickle's like, hey, what's up?
Shammy, I'm not doing it to you. That'd be weird.
Hey,
We don't
Tails
do
and
that.
Wings. How you doing? Well, that's a strange
Hi,
mix
Tails.
of repulsion and arousal. Indeed. Nice to have a national
Oh, Lord.
holiday. Yes, it is a holiday today. I realized that when I took Felix wanted to go shopping for sweaters and boots on Saturday, and we drove downtown. It's not just you who liked it. No, Relly. No, I think that probably made a lot of people ready to cut glass. But we get there, we get to the downtown, and I drove around for an hour and a half looking for parking. And I finally
Wow.
told Fee, I was like, dude, I'm done. We're leaving. I'm not taking you to the mall today. I'm not taking you anywhere. So we drove across town to another village to go to lunch. And it's usually like a 20-minute drive, and it took nearly 2 hours. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, yes, it's a holiday today, and stores in Germany are closed on Sundays, so everything was getting ready to be closed for 2 full days, so that meant, of course, Saturday had to go nuts.
Of course, yeah.
You never found Cockwaddle as ravishly attractive as just yet with that voice, my god.
Things have changed.
I mean, I think you need to make a country song, or... never mind. No, I did not say that.
We could make that happen.
Maybe like a bluegrass, or not country though. Not like country.
Okay.
You could just like play your guitar and just repeatedly say you got a pretty mouth and just like name different
that's a
people
song
in the
itself.
stream. This is another interviews day, Tack. This is, yeah. So we're gonna probably digress.
Oh yeah, that happens every time with us. Yeah.
Cockwaddle and I managed to talk for like an entire weekend. I think like we didn't really do much, but just drive in my car and talk and walk around places and talk and drive in my car and talk and sit on my couch and talk.
It's beautiful. It's what we do.
Yeah, Josh Turner Inspired Ensemble. Hi YouTube. Hi. What? Wait, what?
Hello? Oh yeah, of course. Right. Yeah. Hi YouTube in the future.
Oh yes. Oh, Tack. Brilliant. You know what? He's got brains. I don't.
He's managing a channel.
This is just something that we need to hold true. Okay, now my thought train has derailed entirely. Yeah, the interviews all do go on YouTube. I even have like nice little thumbnails. I've got it looking all as Moomin said, Poe, this looks professional. If Moomin says that, you know that you're in.
Nice, yeah. That's the only endorsement you ever need.
My life is as hard as pathing. That is a country song. Does Hargy need to make a country song?
The people have spoken.
Indeed. So what was the first PC that you ever had? Did you build it, or did you buy one, or?
No, so the PC we had was just a general kind of, when I was growing up, was just a general kind of big fucking boxy family computer, right? And it obviously couldn't run a lot. There was a couple of mostly like strategy games I'd play on there. So I think the first PC I had of my own was, it was actually probably quite late. Actually, I think it was a laptop I got in like 2011. Because other than that, I was on like PlayStation 2 and then Xbox 360 most of the time for video games. So yeah, I guess I'm, in terms of PC gaming, I'm still relatively recent in that regard. You know, it's only been sort of 10 or so years.
Yeah, I mean, it's been even less than that for me, so I can relate. Do you still play console games? Oh my gosh, if I can spell skeleton.
Skeleton slash yeah, there you go.
Something.
Yeah, I was. Wait, sorry, hang on. What was the question? Was it mostly asking if I was mostly on console?
No, like, do you still play console games?
Do I still play console? Not really. I still have I'm the same as you. I still got a PS4 knocking around. But in all honesty, it is mostly like a Netflix machine, you know?
Yeah.
I think the last games I actually played on there was when I had, I still had like a year's subscription to PlayStation Plus, where you occasionally get like a free game. I think it might have been Hollow Knight, I think was the last game I played on there, but I feel like totally out of the loop now with console stuff. Like I see that as the console in there, that's like a living room thing that is specifically if we want to use the big TV. But if I want to like really sit down and play something, I'll get it on this, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of the same. Like, I feel like the console's like for parties. Like Mara will use it to play Just Dance with friends.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't even.
And
say
like
that
when we
because,
played
like,
Jackbox, you know.
Yeah, we used my laptop for that though, didn't we? Yeah, we used my laptop.
Oh yeah.
For it.
Oh sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, what am I saying?
Why didn't we use the? Anyways, yeah.
Well, whatever. We got it working in the end.
So you stream loads and loads and loads of Planet Coaster, but I've seen you stream other games. I think you were streaming Diablo 2 the other night, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. So that's like a weekly thing where basically a couple of months ago, Roy like asked me if there was just like anything regular that we could do in terms of like playing video games together. Because Roy and me obviously we live like 100 miles apart. We don't get to see each other all that much.
Yeah.
But we usually would spend quite a bit of time together. So we've used this as a bit of a medium of doing it. And he's been playing Diablo 2 his whole life. Now I don't know the first thing about Diablo 2. It's some like old PC RPG, right? That you can play multiplayer.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, they've released like a remastered version of that exact one that he's been playing his whole life. So he knows it super super well. And we figured, well, that'd be quite a good thing to stream, really, because we're like, Roy and me have been friends for years. So we have quite a good little back and forth kind of chemistry.
Right.
So yeah, we just made that a regular thing on Thursdays. We do some quests together on Diablo 2. It's become quite a sweet little fixture, a bit of man love, you know.
Oh my gosh, was that Thursday? Gosh, it doesn't. I swear I saw you playing it last night, but like, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this week we rescheduled to Sunday. You're right.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God. Sorry for breaking your yeah.
I thought I was losing my mind. Yeah, because I had like the Twitch like front page open. But I
Yeah.
was playing DayZ, so I wasn't really watching any streams. But I was like, oh, Cockers is playing Diablo. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then I saw that you had like Roy in your title, and I'm like, oh, cool. That looks like a good time. But then I got totally distracted, and
No, it's fine. It's
like,
fine. Yeah. But Daisy calls.
our
I
base got
understand.
raided. You know, it was a whole thing.
Oh,
Like,
fuck's sake. Yeah. Sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I am such a nerd. I never thought I would be this big of a nerd. Like, did you ever
know.
see yourself being a really big nerd?
I know. Well, like, and especially with regards to the DayZ thing. Like, imagine telling yourself of like, a year ago, like now. Do you know what I mean? Of like October last year, like, DayZ is going to be like 60% of your of your life.
No,
It's fucking
because
amazing.
I don't play games like DayZ. I don't
Mm,
like. I don't. I play creative games or racing games or platform games. I don't play shooty boy games. You know.
sure.
So like, no, I would never have guessed. Never.
Yeah.
Let alone
And
that
like
I would
even
enjoy it.
and like even now when you're on Planet Coaster, you're building DayZ.
I know it's a sickness. I feel like it's a sickness right now.
Can't get away from it. I love it.
Yeah. So I mean, is Planet Coaster your favorite game? It's the one that you play the most. Like me, it's definitely like it's got to be my favorite game easily. But I'd say that DayZ ties with it, and there are a couple of others that are right behind.
It feels like something's poking.
Yeah, I think there's certainly a couple of ones like
Actually,
Civilization
something is.
5 and 6. Cheers, Ethan, for that.
Good
Um,
lord, the walk on sound works now for some reason.
yeah, thanks for testing it, Ethan. Sorted.
That was
Um,
wild.
yeah, I would say like just behind Planet Coaster, I'd probably say the two most recent Civilization games. Maybe maybe I'd put Tomb Raider 2 up there as well. But I think at
Ooh,
this point
nice
I can't
booze.
I can't really
You got nice.
I can't really
boobs, too.
deny. I think it's got to be Planko really, just because it's changed like so many things about like my life. It sounds really cheesy, but it's changed so many things about my life and like myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In ways that like no other piece of media ever has, and that sounds so ridiculous considering it's basically just a spruced up like roller coaster tycoon, but
No,
it is that good.
it is that good, and that's true. I fully appreciate what you're saying. I can relate to that. And Tack, you've got nice boobs too. Thank you. Appreciate.
Oh, he certainly does.
Yeah, I mean, great. Actually, Tack is very, very, very cute.
I love his huge Welsh knockers.
Yeah, the Welsh knockers are the best. He gives really nice hugs, though.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
He does. The vote is on. Oh, well. Oh, gosh. Okay, the vote is happening.
I need to make a
all right,
cut. Oh,
vote
fuck,
whether or
like-
not you want Cockers to make a country song.
Fuck. What have we started?
He'll be back in that recording studio.
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
This is a terrible idea.
It's funny. It's funny though.
Yeah, it is good.
It's-
It's fine.
There's only one frickin' zombie in there.
Isn't there one with No, there's one with long hair because there was that one that I used in Moomin's contest to look like me. I swear
There
there
she
was.
is. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, they're kind of cheesy. I just need to make a pile of bodies. Oh, I wonder if there's a pile of bodies in the workshop. I wonder if anybody
What a
else is
lovely
a
question.
twisted soul.
Yeah.
Just.
Part of bodies, huh? Okay.
So, do you have a guilty pleasure game? Like some people are secret Call of Duty. I mean, some people aren't secret Call of Duty, but that's a very
Mm.
aggressive game, and you're not a super aggressive. Well, no, yeah, you can be when it comes to footy, but is there like a is there like a secret guilty pleasure game that you're kind of like, yeah, I play this, but I'm embarrassed.
Well, I have actually played a lot of shooters in the back. I was more into Battlefield than Call of Duty, but I have played a few Call of Duties as well. Actually, I do genuinely still think Call of Duty 4 is still pretty great, but I don't have it on PC, so I don't play that much anymore. Obviously, I think we're both aligned on the subject of like guilty pleasures, right? Because you like what you like, but like, and there's no real like shame in that. But I know
Exactly.
what you mean, and
Yeah.
that there are some things where it's like I don't want this to represent me. I think is probably the best way of saying it.
Yeah. Like, I
And
mean, I play Paper Mario and Kirby's Yarn game on my old Wii U. I mean,
fuck yes.
people be like, "That's not a real gamer game," but I don't give a shit. It's a game, and I
Oh my
play it. It's a
god.
gamer game, you know.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, that's psycho behavior. Anyone saying that? Why do you hate fun? Um,
Right.
I would probably say like the one that fits into that category for me is probably Rocket League in that it's it has a real association with like super toxicity and proper like loads of sort of fucking chauvinistic like arrogances on that game. Like you meet some real fucking specimens,
Yeah, I mean,
which is
I was shocked when I played that, considering it's basically car soccer or car football.
yes,
Like,
yes. And this is what I always have to say to people when they start like sparking up on that game and getting all angry. It's like, we're just playing like micro machines, like
they're
knocking a little ball into a
right.
hole.
They're pixels. Like, they're pixels, yo. It's all right.
Yeah.
Those are great
You know,
games. Oh, Tax says Battlefield's better than COD, except for COD 4 because that was legendary. So
I think I would
it's
agree
agree,
with all of
disagree.
that analysis. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, like so yeah, I mean I absolutely love Rocket League in that I think it's a really simple concept done super super well, and it's got a really well managed skill ceiling, if that makes sense. Like you can still play and have fun if you're not good at it, but if you want to get good at it, you can get like unbelievable like pro levels good at it, which I think is always a sign of a really good multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the culture, like the online culture on that game, is some of the worst like anywhere. It's fucking shocking. But yeah, so I play it all the time. Not for the not for the toxicity and all the negative things, but just because I think it's very good.
What's up, Kate? How you doing? Yeah, this damn
Sorry,
guy.
Kate.
I swear. I
Sorry to ruin
swear.
your morning again, Kate.
Ah. Well, so what got you into Planet Coaster then? Have you been a cuz you're not like you've just recently ridden your first roller coaster, so I wouldn't say that you were necessarily like a roller
Exactly.
coaster enthusiast. So what got you into the theme
Exactly.
parks?
So like that's what I guess that's the foremost thing I mean when I say that like Planet Coaster has kind of led to me having some actual changes like as a person.
Yeah.
So the reason I played it is because and I didn't mention this earlier, but like of the few games that my PC could run when we were growing up, one of them was Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? The original two.
Oh, so
Um,
good.
which again I think I would probably describe the same as Rocket League in that they're just like perfectly executed games. Like I think for what they could graphically and technologically achieve at the time, I don't think there is a single thing that you could improve about those games. I think they're
No,
so well done.
I agree.
Um, and so I always played those, but it was a bit of a weird thing in that I liked the idea of like making and running a theme park, but even as a kid, I didn't like theme parks at all because I was just scared of absolutely everything. Um, and I was getting the urge to play that again in in 2020 over lockdown, when I was just like sitting at my computer more than usual, which is already quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd made a couple of parks on there, and I'd kind of had the feeling that I think I've maybe taken this as far as it can go in terms of like what I want parks to look like, because there's only so much you can do on that grid system that's gone, you know.
Yep.
And I thought, God, it must have made by now like a more up-to-date version of this kind of game. Like there must be a modern like theme park builder out there. Um, and I looked it up, and there's obviously Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which I think came out in like the late noughties or something like that,
Oh
wasn't it?
gosh, yeah, that's like I was like 12 or 15 years old by the time Planet Coaster came out. Like, yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
such a
And
good
obviously
game
that
though.
was and that was still like a huge step up from RCT2. But I
Yeah.
was kind of thinking like I've got a decent PC now. I'd quite like to like, you know, I wouldn't mind something a bit more modern. So and then obviously Planet Coaster was the next one there. And I played it a little bit. I think just like everyone, I found it kind of overwhelming and a bit jarring at first, and that like it's miles beyond Roller Coaster Tycoon in terms of detail, isn't it?
Oh
It's
yeah. Good morning,
you know,
Hazmat.
oh
Sorry.
yeah, it's my good thing. Um, and yeah, so I played for a little bit. Did a couple of small parts, mostly on the career mode. I'm really sorry if you can hear my washing machine, by the way. Um, and then I just sort of dropped it for a bit. But then it was around the start of 2021 when I figured I would just start a new one, but then stream it at the same time, because mostly as a means of just like chatting to people like Philip and whatever, who were all sat at home with nothing to do. And I was like, well, we could create like a hangout space on Twitch for it. Um, and literally everything from there is fucking history, most of which you were personally witness to. So like
Yeah, because we started
everything
streaming
built on there,
around the
really.
same time, right? I think maybe like just a couple of months off of each other.
Yeah, I think you were ahead of me by 2 or 3 months or something like that. I think you were definitely that winter, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
when- yeah,
December 23rd.
there you go.
Coming up on 2 years, baby.
Certainly is. Exciting times. And yeah, so with that, I guess I became more curious about not just parks, but like roller coasters themselves, and yeah, I'm now like an actual roller coaster enjoyer and stuff. It's incredible.
It's amazing. I love seeing that, by the way. Like, that made me ridiculously happy to see that you had ridden the coaster and that you enjoyed it. And yeah, hell yeah.
Great feeling. Great feeling.
I'm trying to turn these scarecrow heads into body bags.
That works. I like it. This pile of bodies looks truly fucking demonic. I love it.
Yeah, well, when I came upon the bone collectors, whatever it is, camp,
Ew, no,
it
David.
scared the hell out of me. Because you're just running through the woods. It's on Chinaris. I think it's something that Happy Bombs has added in. This time next year, Cockers will be one of those enthusiasts. Oh no.
Oh
Oh
God.
no.
Oh God.
Please don't be a coaster bro.
Oh
Just be
God.
an
I know.
enjoyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, do whatever you want, but yeah.
No, but so far the only one I've had like a whinge about is Rita, which I did find to be pretty fucking. I don't know how you felt
Oh,
about
Rita was
Rita, but
horrible. Nah.
okay, good. I'm glad to hear you
Rita
say
was
that.
fucking horrible. Actually, I don't bruise very easily. My body is used to getting beat up, but I had bruises all over my back, my shoulders, and my chest from Rita. It was horrible. I've never been on something so rough.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's proper painful.
I couldn't enjoy it because it was too rough. Like, doesn't matter if if it's a little rough, you can still enjoy it, but that was too much.
Yeah, see, Dis is one of the few. I'm jealous of Dis. Like Dis can genuinely enjoy it, but I mean, like, I felt that one, I couldn't tell what was happening. It was so fucking like jarringly fast, and it's just like throwing you over hills like so fast that you're just smashing into your restraints, and I just found
Yeah.
it like painful start to finish.
Yeah, it was painful. It was not an enjoyable ride for me. I loved 13. I thought it was very creative
Yeah,
and
too.
very well done. I loved Nemesis, of course. Like, God, I love Nemesis. Nemesis is my kind of coaster.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But yeah, we've got to get you over here and get you to Europa so we can ride the
Yes.
Silver
Oh, I'd
Star
love
and
that.
the Blue Fire, which is easily one of my favorite coasters that I've ever been on.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I really want to do it.
so it's so good, so fucking good, dude. Is your laundry machine on? Yeah,
Fuck's sake.
He did say that he was doing some laundry. He did.
I'm sorry. It's Abby's got a wash on. I'm afraid
I can't
you'll
hear it.
occasionally have to hear a noise. Okay, good.
I can't hear it. And if I can, like, it doesn't matter. Life happens. Like, none of us are in professional recording studios, and I think that there should
No.
never be the expectation of that either.
Winda, I want to make clear that you will never ever hear me do that video intro that people do on YouTube. The like clap and like, what's up, guys? Reviewing this coaster or whatever. If that ever happens, just fucking kill me.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Cockwaddle here, reviewing the next big coaster at
Yeah,
Towers,
exactly.
boy. Make sure that you click that subscribe button.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! It's worrying how good of an impression you can do of that.
Fucking hate those things. They're so obnoxious. But people, I mean, and so many people say they hate them and they're obnoxious, but there's got to be people watching them because that's like the success formula, isn't it? Smash
True.
that button, boy. What's up, Ariana? How you doing? It's been
Hey,
a very
Ariana,
long
how are you?
time. What's going on?
No, Dolgar, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, buttons only work on YouTube if they're smashed. That's the YouTube algorithm. You've got to smash it. If you
Yeah,
don't
apparently
smash it,
so.
what are you even doing with your life?
I don't get it.
How to get 14? I don't know. I mean, I've got a 14-year-old. My 14-year-old does not react to that content at all.
Damn. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's a fucking mystery to me, all that
My
stuff.
14-year-old basically watches TikTok or watches YouTube videos of TikTok compilations.
Nice. They've got a monopoly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly, Kate. Yeah. Sorry, Karen.
what is the favorite thing that you've made? Whether it's in Roller Coaster Tycoon or whether it's been in Planet Coaster, what's your very favorite creation that you've done?
Wow, that is a good question. This is gonna sound really, really cheesy. And I've told myself I need to stop exercising so much nostalgia in my life and all of that ishy squishy stuff because I think I overdo it sometimes. But I genuinely think my favorite thing that I've made is still the little Hobbit town that I made in the first park that I streamed.
Yes, that's that's the first thing I saw you building, and I have to say I love it because not only is it a great park, but oh my god, just like the whole Lord of the Rings, like the bands that were going on all the time, and like the whole thing was good.
Yeah, I associate that with really nice memories, but like, and I also I just feel like it's simple and effective because you can just use like the nice green hills as your canvas, and then you just have to paint some sort of cutesy shapes onto it and add some like Hobbit party music, and you got it. I still love looking at it every time. Like I think you and me are the same in that we mostly like look at our own stuff and are like highly critical, right? You know, we don't enjoy our own things like
Nope.
other people enjoy.
Yeah,
you know?
no, not at all. Yeah.
But that's one of the few things where I look at it and just go like, ah, yeah, fair play, cockers.
Well,
You did pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Yeah, so I'm still happy with it. Hang on, has anyone on this series thrown that question back at you, Poet? What's your favorite thing that you've made?
No, actually, Nurchacho was the first Planet Coaster person. I've interviewed mostly Daisy people, so
Okay.
yeah, nobody has. Oh gosh, my favorite thing I've ever made. You know what? That's actually really easy. It's my high street in Ryland Gardens.
Oh, I love that. Yep, great choice.
There's so
Great
much
choice.
detail in it, and there's so much love put into it, and it was, it's inspired because I finally got to go there because I fell in love which is a direct result of being on Twitch. So yeah, like the whole thing is just, I like the builds themselves. I'm really pleased with how they came out. Like they came out, very rarely do they come out how I see them in my head. And those actually did. And they're very easily identifiable, which is nice. And then of course there's the happy memories associated with it. So
yeah, honestly, like I absolutely love that high street just because it's so recognizable. Like I see it and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's us. That's us Brits. No, you absolutely nailed it with that.
Yeah. This looks like Britland.
And that I'm 100% at some point copying you and doing a Greg's, because absolutely ridiculous that I don't have a park with a Greg's.
Oh my gosh, that Greg's build was so fun, and that little cheeky sponsored by Greg's for the ride that's behind it, the airtime ride.
yeah, so good.
Yeah, that was great fun to build. I mean, I go over to the little British shop on the Millie base every week to find out if they have their shipments of Greg's yet, and it's like every time I go, I've just missed it. The shipment comes in like anywhere between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So that's a really big window. And the cashier said usually within an hour they're gone.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, because it's right where the British command is. So of course they'll see the truck out there from the windows of their offices. And she said they just come running across the street.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
And people want that taste of home, like when you're away from home.
A duck walked up to a lemonade stand.
I haven't heard that walk on in so long.
Hey,
me neither. I thought I was free. Thought I was safe.
You thought you were safe. Think again. But yeah, I mean, you know, when you're away from home, like you love to embrace the culture and you love to experience all the new stuff, but you do sometimes just long for something from home, even if it's shitty. Like it seems like when I start to get homesick, I miss the shittiest stuff from home. It's weird.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I've never been like away from home for that long. I think the longest I've been away from home is like a month. But I can kind of relate in that certainly the things I have the warmest memories of are just really like, you know, banal, you know what I mean? Like super everyday things.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Exactly. Like when you were here, you probably missed out on having scones because I made you eat biscuits.
Hey man, no, that was good shit. I'm open about that. That shit was good. I get it now.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
the Halloween
build.
contest. If you guys are not part of it, let me just promote that real quick. If you are not part of
Please
Halloween contest yet, please. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good one. It's blueprint only, so you have plenty of time to make a blueprint. It's to be inspired by your favorite childhood book or story. So there's a lot of things that you can play with there, like making really stuff that's not scary. Yeah, and just hop into the Discord. There's a chat for it. There's the submission form for it, and yeah, it's gonna be a good one, I think.
I'm gonna be starting mine this week. I'm very excited.
Ooh, can we know what your inspirational jumping off point is?
I don't think you're gonna like me saying it, Poet, because I've been racking my brains for what I genuinely can't fucking remember, like what books and stuff I enjoyed. Is it okay if I do Teletubbies?
Oh my god, please do a fucking horror Teletubbies!
Okay, sweet.
Oh my god,
it'll happen.
It's October 23rd, but if you can always message me if you need. No, I love horror Teletubbies because that just makes me think of the time that Miz was playing, I don't even know, like some shooting game, and it was Teletubbies.
Yes! That's like one of my first Miz memories as well. Yeah, it was a modded version of Left 4 Dead where all the zombies got turned into Teletubbies. And they all have like blood coming out their eyes and stuff. I know exactly what you mean. So good.
Oh, it's excellent. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've had a bit of an idea for that. I've also, I get the feeling I've seen a bit of Shammy's. I know what her idea is, and that is going to be a good one as well.
Yeah, I love the creativity that I've seen so far, and having people use childhood stories, I was just like, how can I do something Halloween-y that's not like just make something scary. Like I want, let's turn something that's nice and sweet and child into something scary.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's a super good idea. You must have had some good submissions so far.
Yeah. Hey, Emperor Fraggle, how you doing? Is there a wheelbarrow in this game? I feel like there's not. Yes, there has to be. What would they call it?
What kind of wheel?
A wheelbarrow, like the
wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
You would have thought.
I really thought.
You
know, it's
there's
weird.
There's sort of one. There's a thing called a market barrow, but it's not really it.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna have to go to the workshop.
Guys, girls,
Curdy,
and non-binary
what's
pals.
up? How you doing?
You are watching Poetry Slam 78.
Fantastic to
If you're a
see
lurker,
you.
please feel free to lurk. If you're a chatter, please feel free to chat.
Welcome
But
in,
either way,
Raiders. How are
you will
y'all
always
doing
find
today?
chill vibes and lots of laughs here. Grab some snackies and come hang out.
Thank you so much for the raid.
Ooh, a new subscriber.
Sauerkraut! Hello, how
Yes.
are you? I have been haunting your server for the past few days. I'm really enjoying myself. Sauerkraut has the Wolves of Daisy series of servers.
Pellets.
And
pellets.
I've been having quite a bit of fun on them with Marcus and Slingani.
Pellets.
And thank you so much for the raid, Curdy. I really appreciate that. Welcome in, Raiders. Thanks for bringing your community over. Today I'm interviewing Cockwaddle, and we're talking about games and gaming and all sorts of other things. Oh! Let the bodies hit the floor. Hey, Techno Fuzzy, how you doing?
Techno Fuzzy.
Yeah. Come on. Tell me there's got to be one. I need to learn Blender. How many times have I said that?
These days.
Like I've said it. I just don't have time, but I really need to because like I always think of stuff I need.
I know. It's so frustrating.
A wheelbarrow is such a prominent part of this little build because there's housekeeping. Damn it!
There isn't a TMTK one. That seems like the sort of thing people would think to do.
You would. Yeah, because you would use it for gardening and whatnot.
Yeah.
I do need this.
Catch you later, motherfuckers!
See you later, Techno Fuzzy. Blender Cam will make you think Planko Cam is the best thing in the world. Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really could have sworn that there was one. Oh, Lord, don't make me have to build one. I don't want to build one. I'm not going to build one. We're just going to... The LG requirements for TMTK are quite steep, though. Fuck. What everyone's telling me right now is poet. Just look.
Poet, give up.
Just give up. Just just give it up. Like, there's no point.
Catch you later, Dis.
See you
Bye-bye.
later, Dis. Yeah, so, all right, so
What's your horrible?
What's your most frustrating gripe about Planet Coaster?
About Planet Coaster. Oh, where to start with this thing that we love and also absolutely hate, and we've definitely had our life expectancy shortened because of it. You know?
Oh, it's definitely shortened.
Yeah. Obviously some easy ones like the pathing, guest behavior, oh my god, smoothing isn't too good, I don't think. There's a few things like that. I tell you one thing that I hear it said sometimes, but not as much as it deserves, I think. You know how so you get different, like, I'm really sorry about the noise, by the way, I'm sure that is getting really quite loud. You know how you get some wall types and stuff for different kinds of building?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why every type doesn't have every single shape. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like every single wall type should have a 1 meter, a 2 meter, a 4 meter, and then all of the slope types.
Yes. You should be
same
able
with
to
all
do a
roofs.
peaked roof or a mansard roof on every single house.
Yes. Yes. Like, why not? Like, would it have been that much work? Like, to just emulate the same shapes in all the wall and roof types? I don't get it.
I don't either. And Hazmat, yeah, that's weird. Alien Gathering comes up as a bot, but is spoken twice in chat.
Weird. What?
Yeah, that is weird. I see Alien Gathering everywhere, though. Hazmat is a bot killer. Like, this guy's like fucks bots off into oblivion.
Nice. I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it. Yeah, those that would probably be the big ones for me. And then I mean, that this isn't. I don't know enough about the subject to really talk about it, but like the performance issues are crazy because people like you and me are lucky in that we've been able to get like decent PCs to run this game properly. But I would say like this has been one of the biggest investments in my whole life is to like, you know, I've had to seriously shell out for a PC, like PC upgrades entirely for this game. Like no other game I've played has required it.
Absolutely. Hey, Gio, how you doing? Good morning to you. Yeah, I've upgraded my PC twice to be able to. Now, I mean, part of it's the game and part of it's the way that I play the game, but still, the game should be able to handle being played any way people want to play it without having to invest in, you know, a $2,000 plus or $2,500 plus PC.
Yeah.
That's not realistic. And the solution was to create a console game, which is great. The console game should have been created anyways, but not as a placeholder for making a more PC.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
brain
completely agree.
Cost a lot just to play this game. It wouldn't be pretty hard for them to do that with the walls, just put different textures. Yeah, good. We're doing well. Gio. I'm having an interview today with Cockwaddle, so yeah, like I feel like The Sims 3 managed to create that little wheel where you could like put any kind of texture or color on anything. Like if you could do that. When was The Sims 3? I was living in. It was over 10 years ago. Like if they could do that, you know.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. It's okay. Take care of yourself.
I'm sorry. It's like the change of seasons throat, and I hate it. Like
no,
when
I get you. Okay.
Like when I hear back my VOD, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, was I really doing that in people's ears? What the fuck is wrong with me?
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah, it's pricey stuff.
It is.
But
we do love
blocks
it.
a lot of people out.
We do love it.
We do.
So what's your
Oh, yeah.
what's your favorite thing about Planet Coaster? Like what's something that you would be like, yes, this is what makes this game?
So I think, and I think I've said this quite a lot of times before, but the thing I like about Planet Coaster the most is it's kind of ironic in that it's contradictory to the actual purpose of the game, but I think it is one of the best just general building games, like regardless. Like you could build a whole park, and I think you have so far. You could build a whole park with no rides in it. Do you know what I mean? Like you could just build anything you want in more detail.
There's a couple of rides. There's a few.
Oh shit! Oh my god, I completely forgot about those. I'm so sorry.
No, I know what you mean, because it doesn't look like there are any rides in here. And yes,
it's been so long since I'd seen them that I hadn't even thought about. So I've mostly seen this like middle section with the apartment buildings and stuff. So like but yeah, like do you know what I mean? Like, and I think I have. Yeah, I've done like several things where I've just like not even built a ride. It's all been about fucking scenery, and it's bizarre to me that a game that is specifically meant to be about making theme parks. It's entirely optional, essentially.
It is.
You know, it's like unbelievably creative, which is really, really good. It's exactly what makes the community aspect work so well. And I think that's probably my second favorite thing about it is the whole like the ease of sharing blueprints and parks and rides and whatever like means that you can just you can take and learn from other players so easily. So again, it makes that inspiration so boundless because you get inspired by other people and learn new little tricks all the time.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. That's one of my favorite things about it. I wish we could do like open server stuff. That'd be super cool. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we'll get into like Planet Coaster 2 talk in a little
Yeah.
bit. You inspire me. Oh yeah, Ethan says that you inspire him. Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, Ethan inspires the fuck out of me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous builder.
Oh yeah. But speaking of inspiration, you just lined up such a nice segue. I really appreciate that. You didn't even know, but thank you.
That's quite all right.
Speaking of inspiration, you do mostly historical parks, and for
Mhm.
long time viewers, they might understand the context. But why do you choose history so much? Like, what is it that just makes you say yes, I want to recreate the Parthenon, or
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. I'm a history student. I'm still I'm halfway through my archaeology masters. So I figured like the good thing about Planet Coaster, I think, is a really good strategy to do is to build what you know and build what you love. You know, because you can use your prior knowledge to add a level of detail that would be difficult for other people, right? So yeah, that's why my main project is like an ancient Mediterranean park, because I knew that it could be informed by my actual knowledge. And it's like it's exactly the same with you and DayZ. The reason this park is so good is because you've spent 1,000+ hours in DayZ. you know all these spaces like the back of your hand, and you can it pushes it to the next level.
it definitely helps to have a good passion for it, for whatever you're
Yes.
building. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think I've built anything that's not been inspired by something that I love in real life. So it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you, Cody. I loved seeing your Disney inspired one, by the way, yesterday. It was
Purdy
so
is
so
wicked
good.
talented, right?
Oh, Cody's fucking crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah, and what Winder has just said is true. Like when I met Winder was when we were working on like the Babylon area of the park, and he came in and fucking mansplained to me about the kind of paint that Babylonians used, and we had a beautiful love-hate friendship ever since. So
I feel like that's all
it's all-
friendships with you.
Yeah, like someone comes in, berates me a bit, and I love them forevermore.
Yep, you're kind of yeah, it took me, I as an American and as a rather sensitive soul, the Bants at first were like, why
jarring,
are
right?
they so mean to me? What's going on? Like, this is it. But yeah, the Bants are kind of
It's
your thing. Like, that's one thing I definitely associate you with. Are you surprised at the things that people associate you with?
I suppose not in that case because I've got no one to blame but myself. I like having a little argument, and it's
Yeah.
all in good fun. I understand it's not for everyone, but that's just part of what we do is just have a little yell at each other. It's all in love.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
yeah, I think it's funny that in terms of association, usually when I come into a chat for the first time, obviously the name Cockwaddle gives people an idea about me that maybe I regret a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I've been getting I've been getting a little naughtier as time goes by, but generally speaking, I'm not like a huge like dirty joke person, so I try not to be associated with that too much. But yeah, I would prefer to think that people associate me with just like chatting and hanging out and bants and all the rest of it. Shami's going because yeah, she's very much noticed I've been getting a little raunchier of late. But
Well,
that's
no, actually,
partly her
I've noticed it too, and I find it quite hilarious.
fault. Yeah, we've talked about soggy biscuits, haven't we, Park?
You asked before if it was big enough to cause the waddle, and got silent.
Oh god.
See, but do you remember, like, when you first came into my channel and like the first time you followed, I was like, oh, hi, welcome in, thank you so much for the follow, and I didn't say your name. because I was
Yeah,
still
exactly.
like, I have to be family friendly or I'll get banned. Like I didn't realize that you couldn't be, because I only had ever watched Hermitcraft people on
Okay,
Twitch, and
yeah,
they're all
yeah.
very family friendly. So I thought that was like a thing. And I was like, I am not saying Cockwaddle. I also thought you might be like a bot or something because of the name Cockwaddle, or I thought
Yeah,
you might
yeah.
be a troll. So I was like, I don't want to feed this troll. But then
Sure.
Undead whispered me and said, no, this is a really cool guy. You know, you really want him around. Like he you know, he's a good kid. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I've definitely had that level of like mistrust before, especially like when I raid people. People go like, and it's like I hate. I honestly I hate that. I feel so bad because like I know that obviously with the, you know, the trend for like hate raids and stuff from just various like creeps and trolls and whatever. It's like I get it. Like I get why people would see the name Cockwaddle and think something bad. So I have to like go the extra mile to say like, by the way, I'm just a fucking I'm just a guy. It's fine. Like
No, I love it. I
I-
love your name. I think it's so original, and I think it's so funny, and I think there's most people are gonna like it. You know, it's one of those things. It's very, very much know your audience.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
sausage
sure.
roll and maple syrup. Yes, Bronwyn.
I'm in favor of it, and Abby walked by earlier, saw that the last stream title was still up, and she was like, "Yep, that sounds good. Sausage roll, maple syrup.
Look,
Yep, nice."
like pork and maple go really, really well together. I'm not talking about like coating it. I'm talking about just a little. It really like increases the savoriness of the sausage, and it sets off the pastry so nicely. Speaking of which, I've had to use cockers for the stream title because Cockwaddle wasn't allowed. Hey Moo, how you doing, love? It's an
Hiya,
abomination. No, Dr. Malevolent. What's an abomination is how many people are unwilling as grown-ass adults to realize that other things can be tasty even if they've never tasted it themselves.
Agreed.
Yes, as in British sausage roll, that is correct. I mean,
Dunk
I've
those
tried a
sausage
lot
rolls,
of weird
people.
shit. I didn't say I didn't like it until after I tried it.
Do it,
I mean,
baby. Go
coming
on,
from
Brahma,
a
do
country
it.
that eats fucking blood pudding, the fact that any of you are appalled, or jellied eels, the fact that
Yeah.
any of you are appalled that I might dare put maple syrup on sausage blows my mind.
Oh, I'm so glad Kate has just brought up the Marmite and Hobnob
Oh
incident.
my
One
God.
of the all-time greats.
Yeah, so the first time,
Oh my
it was
God.
one of the first
What
times
is that?
I went, let's add sugar to the cholesterol. Hey, look, I don't do it every day. Good morning, Fat Nanu. How you doing? All right, Dr. Malevolent. You just doctor your way on out of the conversation with your doctorness.
Come on, you got to tell them about the Marmite and Hobnob. It's so good.
So I went into Cockwaddle's stream. It was early on in our friendship or our relationship, however you want to call it. And I had just found Hobnobs and Marmite. I've never had either. And was it Kate that told me that you definitely put Marmite on the Hobnob?
I think it was Violet. I get the feeling, yeah.
Oh, it might have been Violet. It might have been Violet. Yeah. So, yeah. I was sitting in the car park and Cockwaddle was streaming. I had him on my car radio, and I had opened the Marmite and opened the Hobnob, and I was like, okay, well, they're all saying this is delicious, so I'm gonna try it. So I took a little bit of Marmite on my finger and I spread it on the Hobnob. I had like the little chocolate coated Hobnob, right? So I spread it over the chocolate part, and I took a bite of it, and I was like, well, this is different. I mean, I didn't instantly hate it. It was kind of salty, like sweet, savory thing. But I was like, I don't think I could eat this. So I put in chat, I'm like, well, this is a little weird. And they, like Cockwaddle lost his shit.
I think this is, and I want this to reflect very, very well on you, Poet, because I don't think I've encountered someone as trusting as you. Yeah. I don't know, just like a bunch of people you only just met are like telling you to just mix two massively different food types, and you're just like, yeah, I'll give it a go. Fucking brilliant.
The thing is, I had lived in Japan for 5 years. I've had like the little packets of the ramen vegetables and seasoning packet on ice cream.
Yeah, true.
Like as a normal thing.
Wow.
I tried it. I didn't like it. I had raw horse when I was there. Like, I've eaten a lot of weird shit. So at that point, like, weird shit didn't seem that weird to me.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, that does actually make quite a lot of sense. Yeah, especially in the context of Japan. Yeah, like you'll have some weird foods. So yeah, fair play. And look, I'm glad you did, because I've never forgotten about it. It's such a brilliant, like, classic poet moment.
I
And
mean,
I
the
really
thing
mean that
is-
in like the most positive way, you know.
As much as I was like, I couldn't eat a lot of this, I still liked it better than Marmite on toast.
Oh wow, okay.
Because
That's
here's the
astonishing.
thing, like, Marmite, it's too salty for me. Like, even a thin layer of it, it's just, after 3 or 4 bites, I feel like I'm gonna be one of those slugs that somebody sprinkles salt on, you know? Like, I just feel like I can feel my body just drying up.
Shriveling up.
The flavor is really interesting and complex, though. I like to put it in stews, like especially like vegetarian or vegan stews. It gives them a really good, like meaty, savory body.
Yes,
So like Marmite is really useful for me in recipes, but it's not something that I could put on like a toast and eat.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I'm saying that still with the taste of 3 slices of Marmite toast in my mouth for breakfast. But yeah, it's not for everyone. But I'm absolutely crazy about it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of those bizarre, very very British things. It's just like Branston pickle and stuff like that. Like
Ugh.
strange things that
Branston
They're
pickle is foul.
it's fucking brilliant. But I love it.
Okay, but my only experience with Branston pickle was I was at Slang's house, and I was sitting on a sofa, and he was in the kitchen making snacks or something. I think he was making bacon buddies, and he
Yeah.
goes, "Hey babe, try this," and he just brings a spoonful of Branston pickle over to
Oh my
me,
god.
and I'm trusting. Here's the trusting
very
thing,
trusting.
right? I'm trusting, so I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
And I let him put the spoon in my mouth, and it's just Branston pickle. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's like chunky brown sauce. Ew.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, the Winder is coming out in support of spoonfuls of
Spoonfuls
Branston.
with the Winder, I just can't do it. I just can't.
No, I can't do it by the spoonful. That's too much for me. But I do love the stuff. But that's a bit much for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. It's like a fucked up chutney. Like, it's just.
Yeah. It is. That's literally what it is, isn't it? It's like a vinegary, fermented vegetable kind of thing.
I love chutneys, but that ain't it. You boot up the stream and I hear I'm trusting, so I let him put the spoon. What's up, Dr. Scandal? There's something wrong with you people. So you've traveled a lot. You've traveled a lot in your lifetime, Cockwaddle. What's one of the more interesting things that you've eaten? Good morning, Mr. Shouty Man. How are you, Marcus?
I am Marcus. Hello. I have eaten an entire fried pigeon in China, which was pretty cool. It was all right. It was, you would kind of expect it to taste a bit like chicken, and it does. I was quite surprised at how they did it. They literally just they skinned it and feathered it and whatever, and then just stuck the entire thing in a deep fryer, which was fucking crazy. But it was pretty nice. Hazmat, I'm 29.
Huh. I wonder if I ate one of those. I ate a really tiny, whole, small bird in Bahrain in an Iranian restaurant.
Nice.
It was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ariana, have you ever done that? She's Iranian herself, so she might have had something similar. I am also an immortal being. You're right. And then I don't think I've eaten massively weird shit. I've had sheep's brains. That's like a Scottish thing. It's a lot more normal than you might think. It just sort of tastes like meaty. It's a bit bitter. It's a bit like eating liver, you know.
Oh yeah, I've never eaten liver. That's not something that I want.
It's not great. I don't really understand why people eat it. I suppose if
It's a
it comes from
fucking
a time when-
filter. It's a fucking filter. Do you want
Yeah.
to eat a filter? Ew. Ugh. It's a fucking filter. I don't get it.
what you said, like the Iranian thing was like a small bird of some sort?
Oh yeah, when I lived in Bahrain, I was at an Iranian restaurant, and they had very teeny tiny, like, little roasted birds. They were
Sparrows or
delicious.
something.
Like, I don't even know what they were, but God, they were fucking good. Bean was crying while I was eating. She was just like, I can't believe you're doing that. Like, she eats chicken nuggets, and I'm like, it's just a tinier version of whatever the fuck this is. What's up, Bob? How you doing?
Interesting. I don't know. I'm scraping the barrel now, but in Amsterdam they eat raw herring, which is actually really, really nice.
Is it?
It kind of, yeah, it's not far off from eating like smoked salmon. You know, it hasn't got like the smoky flavor, but the texture and stuff is kind of the same. It's nice. They eat it with like slices of gherkin. It's good.
Huh. Well, I mean, I'd try it.
Yeah, not bad.
So which...
Why? What about you? Give us some weird shit from Japan.
Um,
Have you had any of like that weird like Japanese confectionery? Like you know how they have like bizarre flavored Kit Kats.
oh yeah, like all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got so many of those. I don't really like Kit Kats though, and I hate Nestle as a company, so like
Yeah, sure.
I would eat them, you know, I would get them for the kids and maybe I would try them, but for the most part not really.
Yeah.
I think probably I was at it was after a Koto performance, and my Koto sensei had taken us to this restaurant afterwards. Eventually the bots get weeded out and become no longer a real problem. Just takes one each channel by way of explanation. Okay. See you later, Ariana.
Oh, catch you soon, Ariana.
Um,
Lovely to have you in.
so we had fried shrimp, but it wasn't like breaded.
Nice.
It was just like the whole shrimp fried. So I
Wow.
started to pull
Okay.
off the shell. It had the legs, the head, the eyes, the antenna. It had everything. And my Koto sensei like took the end of her ohashi, the end of her chopsticks that you don't eat with, and she slapped my knuckles with it. And she
What
was
the
like,
fuck?
she was like, "Dame," and I was like, "Why stop?" And she's like, "No, you're a woman. You have to eat the whole thing. It's good for your bones. The shells, that it's good. The brains, it's good for your bones. You have to eat." So I sat there like, just crunching this whole. It was. I didn't like it. But I think at the Raw Horse, I had Raw Horse at a festival. I walked up to a booth and they're like, Gaijin-sama, Gaijin-sama, you know, like, come here. And so they put this, and I had raw beef a lot. Like, they do raw beef all over the place over there. So I thought it was beef, and I ate it, and then they're all like laughing at me, and then they showed me what it was. And I was like,
God damn it.
oh, and I was like, it was really good. And then they tapped the sake barrel. That was like a religious, it was like a shrine festival where so they tapped the sake barrel that had just been blessed by the shrine maidens, and they gave me like a wooden cup of the sake shots, and then I got drunk with them, and that's pretty much how everything went in Japan. A Japanese person would tell me to come try something weird so they could see my gaijin reaction, and when I was like cool about it, they would end up getting drunk with me, and that was like my 5 years in Japan. But I think the worst was like, we went to this sushi place, and there was this maki roll with like this white foam on top, and I'm thinking it was like egg white foam or something, and it turned out to be whale sperm, and it was this whole thing. It was so gross. It was so bad. It was so fucking bad. It was so bad. It was so bad.
Stop eating jizz, people. We're not meant to do it.
I don't want it. It might have scarred me for life.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
It was rough. It was sometimes we do it. Speak for yourself, cockers.
Oh, sorry.
How do they
sorry,
harvest it?
Sorry, Kate, as well. Sorry.
I didn't ask. I don't want to know. I assume there's a non-dirty explanation for it, but my brain doesn't think of the non-dirty explanation. I'm just thinking of the world's biggest fleshlight right now.
Ocean fleshlight, yeah.
Oh.
I'd like to apologise to all the jizz eaters in the chat that I might have offended with my lack of cultural sensitivity on the issue. I'm sorry.
I think
I'll use this opportunity to grow and change.
I think that is an absolute poet first, having anybody say, I apologize to all the jizz eaters on this.
Yeah.
The
Sorry,
only
guys.
thing that I have even remotely close to a wheelbarrow is this stupid thing right here, and that is not it.
Oh, there you go. That's now that you've sunk it into the ground, I think that's quite good.
It doesn't look apocalyptic. It doesn't look DayZ
suppose you're right.
at all. It does like I need a rusty metal wheelbarrow.
Oh, that is
man.
tricky.
Call yourself an ally. Oh, look at
No.
man! Look at this Moomin getting a little bit spicy over here.
He's getting a bit spicy with me, isn't he? Yeah.
That's very spicy for Moomin. I'll just make the hanging men now. I'll leave that alone for a while and make the hanging men because I'm annoyed.
You're mad now.
Yeah.
Fuckers. This is looking good though. It's looking nice and fucking horrible.
Thank you, spicy Moomin sauce. So what is your absolute favorite video game related memory?
Oh, what a question. One of them is definitely playing one of the Battlefield games that came out on the Xbox 360. It was called Bad Company 2, and I have many, many hundreds of hours of good memories with. I think the only one of the people we used to play with who's still on here is Mikey, but there was like a few of us from like school. We used to play that together really regularly, and it was like probably the most silly and fun like multiplayer shooter of its time. I felt, and it had a real sort of, I don't know what it didn't have that Call of Duty kind of angry toxicity level. Like it was silly and fun and all the rest of it. So those are really good memories.
I'm so sorry. I just read what Dr. Scandalous.
Oh my god, Dr. Scandalous.
I'm sorry for those who eat jizz. That stuff that bubbles. No fish. Collecting is fun, but not when there's a ton. If you're giving, please try not to miss.
Fuck my life.
Oh, Winder. Okay, thank you.
What have we fucking started? I love it.
That is the singular, like, best and worst poetry I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it is a poetry slam now, just about jism.
So
Incredible.
yeah, that actually, I love that. I love that your memories are associated with time with people, because that is something that a lot of people think that if you're playing video games, you are withdrawing. You know, like, oh, you can't sit in there and go alone and play video games. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand. It lends a lot of social. It gives you a lot of social time, and it gives you a lot of social skills, and I feel like it's also great for learning things as well.
Yes, definitely. Oh, Hazmat's heading off.
Off for an old man nap. Aw, Hazmat. You're not an old man, but enjoy your nap.
God bless. Yeah, exactly. So that's what a lot of like multiplayer stuff is really good for, isn't it? And stuff like this, even if it's not multiplayer, like because it's such a kind of creative, collaborative experience, you get those nice memories too. I mean, like Kate was saying earlier about like the Lord of the Rings map of mine, like when I was saying that's my favorite bit, and she was saying like, and that's good because of the memories associated with it. And exactly, yeah, because I remember that as being like a thing that I did with people like, you know, you and Philip and Kate and, you know, other community people. So exactly. But I would say, and I didn't mention this game earlier, but I played. Have you heard of Age of Empires? It's like a really old strategy game.
That's an old one.
Yeah, it is. I think it was like 97, 98, that kind of time on PC. And again, it was one of the few games that my PC could run. And I actually really associate that with like my early interest in like history and stuff, which seems ridiculous because it's not a massively realistic game, but like the aesthetics and the sounds and the music of that are still like really with me now. Like even when I study history now, I still really like associate it with that kind of early fascination I got from that game. And that's still like a really nice kind of warming feeling thinking about it. So yeah, I would say that as well.
I love that so much. That's so good. Here goes nothing. The sausage rolls and maple syrup. And you've been conscious for 10 minutes, haven't had to use an AK. It's going to be a good day. That will always get that song in my head. I
Love that
cannot
song.
find this
Nice.
maintenance prop set. Ugh.
Oh really? I think
Wow.
I've got it here. Yeah,
Who's
it's
it by?
it's by Mako, Mako.
Okay.
I could link it for you if you want. I can put it in the chat.
Oh, cool. Thanks. That helps.
So I think they've done it out of basic shapes. It looks okay, but it just depends if it looks Daisy enough for you, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna make one out of basic shapes. Yeah, I'll just make one instead of loading
Yeah,
more
fair
stuff
enough.
into my mark. That's a lot of stuff, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to say, Poet, I'm extremely angry with you right now.
Oh, why's that?
You know how you did that tweet with Ipswich?
Yes.
It seems like someone has taken that seriously and is now calling me a legend for being a fan of Ipswich. So I'm pretty fucking mad.
Oh, that's fun. He's one of my Scottish pals. I think you're probably gonna get yeah.
God fucking damn it.
Oh, oh God, this is gonna be the gift that keeps on giving. I'm
it
not
is.
at all sad about this. I'm sorry. I'm a big asshole. It's your fault.
I mean, it is my fault. Again, I gave you the codes, you know.
I used to be such a nice girl, and now I'm such a band girl.
Now you're an awful girl. Yeah.
You've been to Ipswich.
Well, actually, Poet, I can't believe I hadn't mentioned it. I am actually going to Ipswich in like not even 2 weeks for the first time ever.
Well, I hope that you have a good experience there.
Thank you. I don't quite believe you.
I cannot wait to see you bitching about it on Twitter.
I was gonna say, I think what you really want is for me to have a terrible time there, so I can hate it more than ever, which is very likely.
I mean, I've learned something that I didn't know. And I'm just like hashtag not all British people, but I've learned something that I didn't know is that a lot of my friends who are from that strange little island north of me really love to complain and are just very good at it. Like,
yes, I
always think that you know, like when I hear slang complaining, I used to think he's very unhappy today, but no, he's not. He's enjoying the complaining.
Yeah, it's just sort of part of life for us. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, and particularly about places. You know what I mean? Like we do this quite a lot, where we like decide that there are certain towns that are just like irrevocably bad. Like they're irreparable. You know. That is kind of me. I mean, I do that with Ipswich for football reasons, but I'm that about Milton Keynes, like as a town. Like I've just decided now I hate it.
No,
there's nothing it can do now.
I've seen it on Twitter several times. There's people that seem to take the piss.
Yeah.
With Milton Keynes. Yeah. Oh, sausage roll and maple syrup. Good. and
yes,
Riley's in
Bramwell,
here
I
agreeing
knew
with
it.
you. MK, for example. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think Winder is the only person I know who likes Milton Keynes. He grew up there, so he's got a bit of a bias. But yeah, he seems to enjoy it. Most people hate it.
Yeah. Winder loves MK. But
yeah, there you go.
As you predicted, yeah.
Bastard man.
Oh man, I mean, some people you just can't help, right?
I love this fucking horrible hanged guy. That's really good.
This is so cheesy. Like, this is what makes it really hard to do anything scary in this game. Is that it just isn't set up to be scary, right?
It's hard, yeah. But that's good. That's quite a fucking haunting image.
Yeah.
That's a really good use of the animatronic, like with his hands behind his, because it looks like they've tied his his wrists together. It's really good.
I'm probably gonna put a little ropey deal back there. Although the one
Nice.
for the legs is a bit ridiculous, like that couldn't happen. I wish
Oh
the feet
shit,
were
yeah.
tied together, but yeah, that's fine. We'll get
Damn.
this over here.
Damn.
So what are you hoping for in terms of Planet Coaster? Like, do you think what are your thoughts on whether or not Frontier is going to give us a Planet Coaster 2? I mean, we all speculate all the time. It's one of our favorite things to do.
Yeah. Um, I So I think that I fairly frequently say now is when because you get a lot of like first time chatters will come in and immediately say stuff about Planet Coaster 2. I'm not sure why that is. That's quite a common thing, but um, my impulse is always to say Planet Coaster 2 isn't happening,
Yeah.
which I don't necessarily 100% like I'm not certain about that, but I don't see any meaningful implication that it definitely is, and I don't think that there is quite the mandate that some people think there is. Like, I don't think the God, who is it that publishes? I know that Frontier develop, but who publishes again? I can't remember. Um, I don't think the publisher is has any as any need to be demanding that Frontier get a sequel out. I don't think that the demand is there that some people think there is. There's a lot of Coaster fans out there, but actually Planet Coaster is not a game that is massively lacking as it is. Um, there is there is an ongoing community, which obviously we're part of,
Yeah.
but it's not exactly in the hundreds of thousands of people. It's more like a small band of quite dedicated builders who even now are finding new and innovative ways of doing things. Now, sure, there's a few things that we would like for them to add and work on, but actually the scope of this game is already huge. So
Well, we've seen definitely innovations in Planet Zoo and in the Jurassic series.
yeah,
And I feel like it could be a genre that has the potential to have a lot more people if even something as simple as the game not requiring such a beast of a computer to play. Like if they
yeah,
had,
that would be
brought it
great.
up.
Yeah.
I look away for 2 seconds and now she's hanging people. Look, it's Daisy. I can't help it. It's just how it is.
Yeah, like look, I'd be happy if they were to do a sequel where they fully just expanded on this and did things like that, like improve performance, improve some logistical things like pathing and so on. But I think if from the publisher's point of view, who are going to be funding the thing, they're going to want to know like what are we going to be doing that is actually going to be getting people to spend 50 plus pounds on a whole new game. Well, for the average consumer, I don't think there's actually a lot of big things that they could add that would add a real wow factor for a sequel.
Yeah.
Again, like, I'd be happy. I'd be happy for it, like to happen, to come out. But I just don't see any like meaningful evidence as to why it is. There's obviously been these like few sort of leaks, the things that like Moomin talked about, like the thing that sounds like it probably is a leak from a developer about having a roadmap for the future. But
Good morning,
these
Nate.
like
Sorry. Good morning, Nate.
oh, it's okay. Oh, Nate, sorry. Yeah, good to see you, mate. Sorry. I don't know. A lot of the time, these things don't always pan out, so I'm not going to put too much stock in that myself. And the way I see it, that I do it partly for like my own sort of mental well-being, right? Because if I sit here saying Planet Coaster 2 isn't happening, and then it does happen, it's like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I do.
Whereas-
I kind of feel the same way. Like I try not to get really optimistic. It's one of the things that I'm actually pessimistic about, and I'm kind of purposely pessimistic because it's kind of like a like prepare for the worst, hope for the best situation.
Yes, exactly. That right. So Wind makes a good point. Obviously, everyone says about Roller Coaster Tycoon about how they added that water park expansion to
good.
Roller Coaster Tycoon,
It was
and it
so
was huge.
good.
Yeah, exactly. And water like just generally water is a really unexpanded element of Planet Coaster, and that would be something. Yeah.
Yes,
I
Bob.
don't know.
Trade Frontier has done like every freaking like IP that you can think of for Planet, like Planet Attorney and Planet, yeah, like they have Planet freaking everything.
Exactly, and I don't think anyone should be like taking that as a hint that they're definitely doing that. They just have to look out for their own brand from a legal perspective, you know.
Right,
Whereas
that's what I think. They have all of those, and then they'll either sell them to people
Yeah.
who might want to use them, or they're just going to keep them so nobody else can build
Ooh,
on the
nice
Planet
build.
brand.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what would you
So,
like
yeah.
to see? Like in a perfect world, what would you like to see for the future of theme park sims? Because obviously, at some point, because we haven't gotten an update since 2019, at some point the operating systems on the PCs are going to get too advanced to carry the game.
Yeah. Yes. I suppose my biggest one would be Windows thing. I think water is like, and general kind of natural physics things like weather and so on, you know, like there's no weather in this game at all, unlike Planet Zoo.
Right.
So things like weather and water and things like that would be really, really good. But in terms of rides, I mean, like, I'm not too fussed. I like the selection of rides and all that, so I guess I would just say the same but more. You know, I just want more textures, more scenery
Yeah.
items, all
That's
that
me.
stuff.
Like I would be fine even with an update to what we have. I mean, it does need to be forward compatible with
Yeah.
OS, but I don't need new rides. I think the rides that we have are so good. But yeah, textures and cut, like the basic shapes are some of my favorite things in the game. I use them a lot. But if we could give them different textures, they'd be even more useful. Waterfalls with terrain, yes,
Yes,
it is
definitely.
so time consuming and difficult to make a good waterfall.
Oh,
As
yeah,
you,
it's ridiculous.
most of you know, yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, like it's funny that the key skill about Planet Coaster is essentially building things in ways that the game doesn't expect you to. You know, like how we have to use like rapid tracks to make flowing water, and you know, like you have to use things like that just to get things right. And you
Yeah.
sort of think, oh, wow, why didn't you guys think of this when you're making the game? Like, do you not did you not want to like make just normal water? You know, I guess it all comes down to various developer reasons. You know,
Yeah, I
but
just kind of
still.
wonder if they didn't think ahead that people would play the game at the level that it's played.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I do
but
wonder.
if you give people the tools to fully customize something, that's what they're going to do,
Yeah,
especially
for
in a
sure.
creative sandbox game.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I cannot grab these.
Oh God, yeah, you got a you got a grabbing nightmare now.
Yeah, I do, because when I turn, these are all going to be moving, and I don't want them moving, and I didn't
Oh
even.
shit! Of course, yeah, you've got the game paused. Oh, it's writhing. Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I'm gonna see.
Oh God, it's terrifying.
But the hitbox. Oh God.
Oh,
The hit.
fuck me.
Oh, what a nightmare I've created for myself. But it's actually small things like this too. It's like, why can't I? Actually, are these? Hold on. Why am I being dumb right now? I can.
Oh, it is frustrating, mate.
Can't I find everything? Hold on. Hold on. There's a trick to this. That I'm remembering. I think if I pull out a sequencer, I can find everything.
Oh yes, good
on
point.
it, right? Wait.
You can just group them to the sequencer and make them not go. Yeah.
Right. Because
Damn,
this
I
will
wouldn't
show
have thought
me.
that. That's smart.
This will show me everything that can be.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on a sequencer, and then I can turn them all off, which is nice.
Bingo.
But yeah, it's things like that though. Like it's such a roundabout way. Like we're basically kind of finding holes in code to be able to make the game work.
Yeah, we're like purposefully breaking it. Yeah, I know.
Oh gosh, come on. Oh, we've got an autosave.
Oh, that's
Right,
what that
Relly.
is, yeah.
Why should you have to? It's just, and it's adding another piece into the piece count. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Autosave is so bad. Okay. All right.
think that's probably what I would really like to ask a Frontier dev. It's like when you guys look at like all of the incredible like creations that you get shown, like are you aware of like how much we're having to kind of break the rules and stuff? And like was that an intention? Because it's such an interesting thing.
What do you want, Ethan? It really is. It's interesting decision making to me. It's almost like maybe it was left open for future updates to change. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh dear, his hands have come out of his ties.
Oh fuck, he's escaping.
We
Get him
mustn't
dead.
allow it. Okay, that's creepy. The head moving inside of the little sack there.
Oh Jesus.
Well, what do you see? All the fence and scenery able to be used as a pick for fencing and plancos.
Okay, I'm struggling to understand that as well, Ethan.
I would like to see if you've ever played City Skylines, the line prop tool mod. I would love to have that for Planet Coaster.
Okay, yeah, I've never played Cities myself, but
So basically, you can take a piece like the fence,
okay.
and instead of doing it like bonk bonk, the line prop tool allows you to just literally draw your barrier, and the fences just get placed along with it. It's a mod. It's so good.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that would be sweet.
Oops, English. Well, English is not. It's not an easy. Yep. Well, there we go. There we go. English is not an
Struggle
easy
for all of us.
language. It is. You struggle with your own language, you know it's bad.
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, there's a few sort of like tricks like that you kind of wish were in, like as a means of doing large scale, building things. Like, yeah, if you wanted to just quickly draw, I'm actually thinking about it now. I've got to like put a fence around my whole park. It's like, that's gonna take hours. Like,
Right. Right.
that's gonna take forever.
Exactly. And that's it seems like there's not really any need for it, to be honest.
No.
The thing about this is it's all completely surrounded by trees. So I think what I need to do to kind of force people to interact with it is maybe bring a path up and wrap around it. So when you build, you obviously have kind of an idea of what you want to do with your park.
Yeah.
Do you have your layout planned already? Do you like draw it on a piece of paper, or do you just kind of go with the flow? Like you just start plopping down a building and you're like, okay, here comes the next building.
Yeah, that's like one of my main problems is like forward visualization. Like I know that our friend Liam is one of those people that draws it out on like grid paper, and that blows my mind because I just can't think like that at all. I basically work on a scattering of like mental images of what I want. I can think from the start of like one or two vistas that I know I want to create long term, but I can't visualize the whole park like in one go at the start like some people can, which I really wish I could.
Yeah, I do too. I've done it where I've like drawn stuff before, but it never sticks. it never quite works.
That is a thing, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Like the actual reality of building things is very different because it's a process that takes months, and not only can just like general circumstances change, but while you're building it, like your feelings towards it can change. You think, oh, actually, I'd rather do, X, Y, Z.
Yeah, I think what that means for us, Cockwaddle, is that we have commitment issues.
Yes, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Like we cannot commit. Like I look at Moomin, like he plans, he like lays out the entire pathing system and stuff first, and I'm like, but what if you change your mind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the biggest like mind-blowing moment of me about Worthington Farms was that he was like, yeah, I just put all the paths down first and then build around it. It's like, you do fucking what? Like that's so you've done like the whole park, in your mind in one go. I don't understand. It's
Right.
not how I can't think like that at all.
No, and like, what if you get a ride and then it doesn't fit in there right? Like, how? What if? No, it's no. I can't.
Couldn't be me at all.
Mm-mm.
That's quite a skill that Moon's got. I mean, like I'm at the moment I'm having a bit of a struggle because I'm finishing a park for the first time in ages. It's not like the Ancient World one. I've been doing like a smaller project, like a wintry one, and it's been half the size of like my main project. And I'm finishing it like this week, and it's like I don't know how to fucking wrap things up anymore. Like it's been so long. I think it's been the same for you, right? Like how long has it been since you finished a park? It's been forever for me.
You know the park that Moomin and I did together, for the duo.
It's probably it, right?
That's the last time and the only time that I've ever finished any park.
Yeah, because like Rhineland Gardens and Capital 43 are still both unfinished, right? So you've got ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Capital 43. Oh my gosh,
Did I just call it Capital 42? Fuck's sake.
No, you said 43. No.
I did it. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You did. Oh, but I forgot it existed.
Should I not have said anything?
Force yourself into constraints. No.
I won't do it.
So what do we have for the future of Cockwaddle? What's the future of gaming for you? Are you gonna be exploring more? Are you sticking to Planet Coaster?
So at the moment I think I stream about 50 to 60% Planet Coaster, and then I do Diablo with Roy, and I do Elden Ring with Philip once a week on weekends. I'm still gonna be sticking to Planet Coaster. I still feel like I have a lot that I would like to do on it. With this winter park being finished, I am going to be starting a new one sometime soon, but I'm having those thoughts again. It's like, not only do I not know how to finish a park, I don't think I even know how to start one now. You know what I mean? Like it's so fucking hard.
That is the absolute hardest. Like starting a park is horrible. And I guess that's why some people do really well with a plan, but it's the same thing with that. Like, okay, do I start with the car park? What if it doesn't work for the shape once I start to get rides in? And yeah, like,
oh, it's so hard. Yeah,
it is. It really is. Like, where do
like,
I begin?
When you get given just that big flat canvas of a big empty space, and it's like, well, you have to decide what the shape of the park is going to be like, like geographically, is it going to be up and down, or what, like what is it just like look like from sort of curb appeal kind of point of view. And so tricky to just come up with those vistas from scratch. I've just been reading Ethan's chat. He's just been starting finishing, but it's true, Ethan, I've seen you finish a few parks now. It's impressive stuff. I just cannot fucking, yeah, it's been so long.
But how do you deal with kind of like writer's block when it comes to because it's hard. Like
struggle.
when I was doing Planet Coaster 6 days a week, I've cut it down to three days a week now, and it's a lot easier. But yeah, you're still trucking on with a majority of Planet Coaster.
Yeah.
How, and so you have to do it whether you're in the mood or not, like whether you have the ideas or not, you've got to do it. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean that's in the past few months that has actually been a really like recurring problem, in that I've kind of booted up the game and realized I just don't have any like creativity today, and like this is I mean, it helps, right, that I think you and me are the same, in that our streams are mostly about chatting. We're not just sitting there silently building. So
Right.
fortunately the pressure isn't on to like constantly be, creative 100% of the time. We are mostly just hanging out and chatting with people. The main thing I mostly do is just to have two projects to switch between, and in the way that I've had my Ancient Civilization park and the Winter park to switch between.
Right.
But a lot of the time, like, yeah, I mean, if the block gets really bad, quite often, fortunately, we can just sort of digress into chatting and, I don't know, watching videos together, or having a fucking argument, but it's really hard. I find the best thing to do, and I'm not blowing any smoke here, the best thing to do for me is to watch either a Moomin Little Socks or a Iron Matty video where you can just see something that is totally inspiring and accessible, and do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it shows you from a ground level of how to do things in a really inspiring way. So that's for me is the best thing. Like, I had a huge moment yesterday. I was watching Moomin's appearance on Iron Matty's channel just yesterday, and I had like a huge moment of realization about what I want to do with my next park, which I'm not going to talk about at the moment. But like,
Ooh. Ooh, not even a hint? Not even a hint?
I will say that all I will say is that people who were looking forward to my Dark Souls park, I'm sorry. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a really shitty hint, but sure.
I've decided to kick an idea down the road a little bit and try something else. But yeah, like I just that's one of the best things about, I think, in particular Moomin videos, is that because he shows it in like a time lapse format and he's so dedicated to realism, he's doing very ordinary things in a very simple way, you know, and it makes your mind do that kind of click, you know, in that it's not thousands and thousands of pieces, you know. He's never making giant things out of basic shapes or whatever. That's you know, takes a whole bunch of artistic skill. He's a very sensible kind of builder and makes you just think, oh yeah, like I could do that, you know.
Yeah, he does. He does make it very accessible, I think. Very friendly.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, mind-blowingly precise and good.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's you know, he's the best. But
Yeah.
But in a way that, you know, I really feel most builders can do, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's funny. It's you'll know exactly what, you'll know all about writer's block. It's the same feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's and I know that I've heard people say, well, if you're a content creator, you just have to get over it. But I think anybody who's a creative person understands that you don't just get over it. Like, you can't say, okay, brain, I need to stream, have an idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
it just doesn't work that way at all. And some days, you know, I feel like playing other games, yeah, being able to just sit and chat and bullshit for a couple of seconds, that's okay. No need to apologize, Ethan. No need to apologize at all. So what's on the table for when you finish that graduate degree that you're working on? Are we doing a career in archaeology?
That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah. I when it comes to work, if I'm just walking around in a high vis, I'm fine. Like, I'm happy to just do grunt work. That would be the aim. Just general like commercial archaeology. You know, a developer wants to work on a new site, they have to do an archaeological survey.
Sure.
And they call in a bunch of dum-dums like me to use a bit of easy machinery to see if there's anything under there, and if there is, we get out some shovels.
Yeah,
and,
you get to
trowels.
explore and discover a little bit, which I think is super cool. Do you see yourself ever streaming anything? You know, do you ever see yourself doing any like live vlog style streams of your history travels or architectural places that you go to and explore? Because I feel like I fully expect Indiana Cockers. Exactly. I love history. Absolutely love it. And I love reading, but sometimes reading about history can be a bit dry. So being able to see, like, I love that things like YouTube and Twitch have opened us up to being able to see into people's jobs. And kind of get that. Like, I would love to see you getting excited, taking a little brush and like discovering a fork. Like, I would love to see it. Like,
I would love that too. I love that general idea. That's I hadn't really thought about it, but I think if I was to do that, that would probably be more on YouTube than on Twitch. But Yeah, because I've done like a few travel-y kind of videos before on YouTube, not like vlogs or anything, but I've done little sort of um like little travelogues like set to music and stuff, and
Yeah.
I really love making those. And yeah, I'd be happy to do that sort of thing in the future for archaeology stuff, but I'm not going to be out on a site on like a dig site until halfway through next year, so people will have to hang tight for those.
Oh, that'd be super cool. I uh
Mm.
I feel like there's probably gonna be some I'd love to see like a Cockwaddle archaeological dig themed
That'd be
park.
sweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
I'd been thinking about making like because obviously I do have this like ancient civilization park. I've been thinking like, maybe we could make some of it literally look like it's being excavated. I just wonder how I would fucking do it. But yeah, you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I'll have to do it. I'm gonna have to do it now. That does sound good. Inspiration on
No,
the fly. Look at that.
it
It's
does.
happened.
It does. Cockwaddle, we're just gonna drop another trench over here.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it
Yeah.
works. Why the hell
Yeah.
not? Just give it a go. How's that life thing today, poet? Oh, Des. Okay, that's a super cute emote. Is that Jellies?
That's so cute.
Oh,
How
that's
It's
nice. Hi,
good.
Des.
How's your life today, Des? We're interviewing Cockwaddle today.
Mm-mm-mm.
So what and we're gonna dig into a little bit of personal stuff here, but I know that's okay with you.
Mhm.
What inspired your love of history? Was it one thing when you were like 7 years old and you were like, I know what I want to be when I grow up, or did you just realize gradually that you kept gravitating towards?
I think of two things when I was young. One of them was, as I mentioned before, was Age of Empires, which still has like a really evocative kind of hold on my imagination. And I think the other one was there's a place in England. You might not have heard of it. I don't think it's really known on on an international scale, but a lot of like British kids will know about it. It's a place called Maiden Castle, which I can't even think where it is in Britain. I think it might be kind of near Wales, but I don't know. And it's a place that like a lot of kids end up going to on like school trips and stuff because it's quite an easy kind of school trip, and it's a big, essentially like an earthwork fort from the Iron Age,
Oh
like
wow.
pre-Roman Iron Age.
Yeah.
And so if you imagine like a medieval castle on a hill, but then just take away all of the actual castle. It's basically just all of the earthwork. So it's like an artificial hill, complete with like multiple levels of moat. It's got like I think two different moats and stuff. Whether they're actually filled with water, I don't know. I think it might have just been earthwork defenses, but and I always think of that. It's in Dorset. Okay, right.
It's in
So
Dorset,
southwest.
okay.
And it's so bizarre how evocative it is, even though it is essentially just a bunch of hills. Like it to the untrained eye, it literally just looks like hills, but that's the level of labor they put into it, and that they literally made huge artificial hills, you know, over 2,000 years ago. And I
It's
can still remember
astonishing.
like I can still imagine like myself standing there. I think I was like 8 or 9, and you can it's crazy. You can almost see it. Like even though there's no stonework, no woodwork or anything there, you can still like see it. And you just remember like, yeah, this island is really fucking old. And like even that stuff isn't nearly as old as like human habitation on this place, you know.
Right.
So, and I still get that. This is gonna get really cheesy. I'm not a religious person or anything like that, but I still, for some reason, think that we can sometimes feel these kind of echoes of the past in certain places. Like
Oh,
that,
absolutely. Yeah.
it's so strange. I'm so like secular in most of my life, but and I never talk about like I don't know energy or whatever. But like there are some places like and I'm sure like it's the case it's the case with like stone circles that I've been to. Right, you get these
Yes.
old like pre-Christian stone circle. Obviously, Stonehenge is the big one. I've never actually been to Stonehenge, but I've been to ones in like Scotland and the Lake District and stuff. And you stand in the middle of those, and it's like, fuck. There is something about it.
You can feel the
It's
weight
kind.
of it, I think. Like,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can feel the like the meaningfulness of the space.
I totally agree.
Um,
I'm like that with a lot of the older castles here, and then like even at some of the really old Shinto shrines in Japan.
oh, I
It
bet. Yeah.
had that. Just yeah, it's hard to articulate, isn't it?
Really, really hard to articulate. Yeah. But I think I'm always kind of chasing that feeling. You know.
Yeah.
Um, I was super lucky that a few years ago Abby and me got to go to Lebanon, where they've got some of the best preserved like Roman sites anywhere in the world, and they almost feel like untouched. You know, they've been hit by the odd earthquake and they've been grave robbed a little bit and such, but like all the carvings and stuff are there. Most of the buildings still are. That thing that I built for Moomin's like landmark contest was exactly, it was one of those temples, and like you feel it as soon as you see it. Like it's a crazy feeling of just thousands of years like hitting you at once. It's astonishing.
It is. It's wild to imagine. It is. It yeah. That's that feeling.
So
I love that feeling too. And Des, you lived way too close to that thing when it comes to traffic. Oh, I bet. I bet. Yeah. I've lived in high tourist areas, and it's yeah.
It's
Just
tough.
trying to
Like,
get
I mean,
to the store is a pain in the ass. Yeah.
like I've driven past, I've been in cars like going past Stonehenge many times, so I've technically seen it, but like to get close to it, I hear it is it's a big sort of tourist nightmare now, so I don't really fancy it. But
Yeah, which is
but
a shame because it's one of those places where I would probably go and feel that. But yeah, I
yeah,
don't desire
you'd want to go
to.
and like meditate or something, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's sadly not often possible. But yeah, so in many words, I think that's mostly what it is, you know. It's a cliche, but it's a truism that, you know, the study of history is the study of the present. It just forces you to think about the present in different mindsets. And I think it's an essential part of understanding like the world politically and materially today. So
I agree with
yes,
that. Yeah.
that would be my answer.
I agree. I very as I thought it would be a very thoughtful answer. History and discovering new things always intrigues me. Yeah, it is. It's the understanding the history. Yeah, is I think hugely important. And also I feel like it's a creative pursuit. You know, I feel like there's a lot of creativity in studying history because we realize like a lot of what we focus on in historical stuff are the things that were created, the tools that were used, and the weapons that were used, and the pottery that was used for eating dinner or cooking. Like this is all art to us, right? So we realize like without creative people, there's no civilization, there's no society, right? It was language and music that propelled us forward.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So to that end, we already know that you're a very creative person because obviously you do play Planet Coaster and you do quite well with creating in that, and you also make music. You're a very talented musician. Are there other creative pursuits that you enjoy?
I don't know. I mean, like I barely even think of myself as a creative musician because I struggle with the actual creative aspect so much that, you know, like that's the problem with music for me is the exact same problem with Planet Coaster when you start a new park, in that picking up a guitar is exactly the same as looking at a blank canvas on Planet Coaster, in that you've got the whole fretboard to make something with, but like where does your jumping off point come from? You know, where do you even start? You just have to sort of muddle around until you find something.
Yeah. And Des, I think that's true too. I'm sorry, Des, I agree. To me, that's
oh god, yeah. Oh, we've barely got a fucking clue. I mean, we had a huge like revelation about Stonehenge only a few years ago about where the stones even came from and the existence of a second henge nearby that was made out of wood and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. We're always developing our understanding of things like that.
But I love your musical style though. It's very different. For one, you're kind of a metal lover, you know, as rightly so. You know, we all love metal. But the guitar style that, like, when you play, the music that you make is so far removed from that. And it's
so it is and it isn't. It is inspired by metal in a lot of the ways, but it's not. you're right. It obviously doesn't sound anything like it at first glance, but I'm
Right.
taking a lot of like in terms of keys and in terms of
Right.
riffs and so on. I'm getting a lot. I'm getting a lot from metal in that, but obviously it translates into quite a
Yeah.
different sound
It's
altogether.
very differently applied, which is super creative of you.
I suppose so. Yeah. I suppose. I always just I don't know. I always tighten up when I hear like creativity, just because I know some people who I know some musicians who they can just come up with riffs and stuff so easily, and they can come up with one or two ideas, jam them together, come up with some transitions, and they've got a 4-minute song. And I just think, how the fuck? Like, it takes me months to come up with a song, and they can come up with 20, 30 songs a year or something like that. It's like, how? It's just like, give me that power, please.
They have the
'cause-
muses. Somehow
Yeah,
they've enticed the
yeah.
muses. So
Somehow,
you watched the
so
thing.
jealous.
Ethan watched the thing on Atlantis. Did you hear they found Atlantis? I haven't heard that. And some of the arrangement of math is remarkable. Yeah, it does. That's like our brains. Our brains are so evolved.
Yeah.
I don't know how we haven't figured out some of the shit that we need to figure out, considering how freaking evolved our brains have been for as long
Yeah.
as they've been. It's nuts.
No, ancient engineering is a fucking crazy topic. I just don't understand how they did half that stuff. It is bonkers.
But yeah, your music, like I've already told you, like when the thing happens that where people go and get married, I definitely I want you
skirting around that word for some reason.
Well, because I don't want to give anybody like, oh my god, are you getting married? Like, obviously the plans for the future are there, but they're very much in the future, so I don't want to like get the gossip train started.
Yeah, sure.
Bye, Shane. Shane, I really hope that you feel better. I really, really do.
Of
I'm
course,
so sorry
yeah.
that you're struggling.
Goddamn COVID.
I know.
I hate it so
Previous
much.
civilization. Another story for another day. It's very fascinating. I mean, but that's a lot of what drives Cockwaddle's Planet Coaster creativity is the ancient civilizations. Like,
Yeah, I love it.
do you ever think about what if just one person from back then could see what we're doing today? I mean, it would probably break their mind. But
Yeah.
like, also, do you ever think like it wasn't that long ago in terms of time and space, of course.
Exactly.
Where we
like
are now, basically engineering pixels inside of a tiny little box. What's the future? What are future archaeologists going to think?
I know, it's mad, because if you were to look, if you could to somehow chart it on a graph, but if you were to somehow chart like human development on a graph over the past 300,000 years, it would be a really slowly very slowly inclining line, but then right at the end it just shoots right up.
Yeah.
Because in the last 1,000 years it is just increased exponentially.
Yeah. But
it's fucking mad.
Like, with like future people are going to be like, oh my god, can you believe that they flew to the moon with such rudimentary? How did they even do that? It'd be like us going,
Exactly.
How do they even build Stonehenge?
Exactly, yeah. How do they get up to the moon with like buckets and fucking like taped together, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's crazy now. I can't fucking believe it. Like, it's fucking mad. It's in the 60s. Are you fucking joking?
Right. Like my parents were both alive, and
yeah,
computers took up entire buildings, and now we walk around with one in our pocket that has more computational power than those did.
Yeah. I don't get it.
It boggles the mind. It really does. You're pre-ice sheet civilization, but it's a controversial subject. Doesn't sit with conventional teachings. Oh wait, what?
Oh, so Des, you're a Graham Hancock guy. No judgment. I've read some of his work, and I'm not massively opposed. Yeah, there is a school of thought, albeit not particularly looked kindly upon by mainstream archaeology, but there was a some kind of slightly more advanced civilization before 12,000 years ago, where it seems there was some kind of catastrophic event caused by a meteor strike that changed the global climate, brought on the last ice age. Essentially, was 12,000 years ago, and there is a bit of a school of thought that there seems to be something before that was lost. It's an area of debate. I'm fairly agnostic on it. It's a very cool idea. But yeah, you won't find mainstream archaeologists talking about that.
Interesting. I'll have to look that up. I mean, it can't be anything more than I ran across a man on the internet on YouTube the other week who thinks that all stone formations are proof of giants because they are giants' bones, and caves are all giants' vaginas. And he assures you several times that he knows his way around a vagina, so he knows this is fact. And like, you can the stone formations, like, God, where were they? They were up in England somewhere. But he's like, these are the tendons and these are the parts of inside the muscle. Like these are old veins, but like every single stone and rock formation is. And I'm watching the YouTube video and I'm like, wow. But he has like millions of subscribers, so either people believe him or they just sit there and watch like I did, going,
nice boobs.
Wow, you have nice boobs too.
Does that imply the existence of, like, cave buttholes?
Yes! What was he called? So. He was like, what was he called? I have to find him. I wanted to tell you about him. He was something that started with an M University. I can't remember.
That's an interesting one. Okay.
I've never seen anything quite like it, but yeah, I instantly thought of you when I was like, dude, Cockwaddle would really get a kick out of this.
Yeah, I think so.
Just because it's really interesting, like what our brains can come up with when we're confronted with something that's unknown.
Yes, and I think probably the main weakness of that. Of that argument, of which maybe there's quite a few. I think one of the propensities for the human mind is to associate things that we don't understand with like the human form, right? Like, and so what that guy has essentially done is he's equated it to giant humanoid bones and cavities.
Right.
It's like, right, but a lot of, most of nature has nothing to do with human structures. So
right. And that's our ego. We don't need to... I mean, that's
exactly.
That's our ego. We want to assign ourselves into everything because it couldn't possibly exist independently of us, or that's not resembling us.
The first ever, human art was cavemen putting paint on their hands and simply putting their hand on a cave wall because we, for some reason, as you say, part of the ego, we want to have ourselves represented in some sort of permanent physical artistic form. Why that is, I don't know. I'm not a fucking anthropologist or a psychologist. I don't know, but yeah, that is just part of what we do as a species.
And see, that's like my ultimate. I like a dabble history person, but my ultimate like huge interest is sociological studies and psychological studies. Like I am so into cultures and why cultures behave the way that they do, and people and why people behave the way that they do, and why subsets of people, like where you can get different subcultures and how people can get brainwashed. Like it's a whole thing. And like, how have those events shaped history, and how would history be? It all ties in together. It's you can't have one without the other. So like like an anthropological sociologist would be the coolest but most useless degree ever, but yeah.
I'm sure you'd find a use. You'd find a use somehow.
Yep. Possibly.
This has been really good, by the way, Pied. This conversation has gone ways in I should have expected it because we always have good chats. But I like that it started on, what video games you like as a kid, and now we're talking about, giant cave vaginas and so on. It's good.
Well, I mean, honestly, your video gaming is tied into your love for history. Like your video gaming, starting out with Ages of Empires, kind of fed your love for history, and your love for history is now feeding your gaming because you create so many historical things in Planet Coaster.
It all comes together, baby.
It's full circle, which is really
It's full
really neat.
circle. Yeah.
So you have your 2-year streamiversary coming up. I mean, it's not
yeah.
like super coming up, but
Well, it feels like it sometimes. Yeah, 3 months.
the last 6 months you've taken to learn about the Bible, not for religious reasons, just to learn the history. I
Nice.
think, for me personally, studying the Bible as an historical text that might not be it's like the tales of druids that have been handed down. Each thing changes according to what other people want to assign to it. So I think the Bible is a really good historical text in regards to seeing how people thought at one point, how a certain group of people thought at one point in history.
It's also like for certain parts of history, it's literally all we have.
Yep.
Like in terms of like Levantine, sort of Assyrian, like Near Eastern kind of ancient history. Like there's a lot of times where like bits of the Old Testament that's like all we've got. So it can be really interesting in terms of things like that. The Old Testament is fucking bonkers.
Yes, Gio, thank you very much. It is the Bone Collectors area in Happy Bombs, Chinaris.
I've got to agree with Moomin, by the way. This is coming together really, really nicely. It's really fucking scary.
I'm happy with it. I'm actually happy.
Nice foliage.
The Book of Daniel has been considered by Bible scholars to be falsified. Oh, so I didn't know that.
Interesting. Interesting. I love all of the arms reaching upwards. It's fucking horrifying.
I know. I wish it were like they're suffering from serious eternal rigor mortis. We're just gonna pretend
Yes.
that that's a thing.
I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. So I have to ask you, what is your poop pellet? Oh, GT.
Poopy poop poop. Poopy poop poop poopy poop poop.
Poopy poop pellets. Oh my god.
Pellets.
See you later, Gio. Have a great rest of your day.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
OGT loves my poop song.
It's a good song. It's a beautiful song.
So, when you watch movies about, did you see that shout out that sort of worked? I got you one that did work, but there's one that sort of worked. When you watch movies that are historical era movies, do you sit there and go like, no way, no? Is it hard to enjoy them for just entertainment's sake?
No, I think anyone who thinks like that tends to be missing the point.
Right.
Because if we were to do that, then that's taking for granted that there is one immutable truth about history, and there's only one way to interpret it. And I think that's something you learn really, really quickly when you study history, that the majority of what we understand about history is interpretation, and about the way that it is taught and the way that it's understood in contemporary times. So all right, there's you're gonna get, like, for example, like military historians are always gonna be getting hung up that, like, oh, I don't know, Gladiator, they've got the wrong kind of fucking sword hilts or whatever. Okay, you can compare that to archaeology and say they've got that wrong. I don't give a shit, because that's history is just, for me, it's all about the ideas that you interpret from it that's important.
Right.
So yeah, I don't get hung up on that stuff, because I think it's almost like an equivalent of Coaster Bros coming in and saying,
yeah,
oh, your chain lift is at the wrong fucking angle for a B&M or whatever. It's like, all right, maybe 1% of the viewership can get hung up on that, but the rest are going to enjoy a good, creative thing. So yeah, if I get annoyed at historical movies or whatever, it's about the ideas that they convey,
Right.
I'm trying to think of an example. Like for example, I'll go the other way and say something that I do think is really good. Have you heard of the TV show that it came out about 15 years ago called Rome? And it was HBO and the BBC.
Think so. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I ever watched it, but I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was almost like a pre Game of Thrones kind of thing, and it was like hour-long episodes, super violent, like loads of fucking
Oh, I think I
nudity and
did
all the rest
watch
of it.
that. It had that one man in it whose lips kind of look like liver, and I was like, ugh. But yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
Um,
horrible with actors, but I think I have.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I think I actually know who you mean as well. Um, Winder has just said it was brilliant. I think that's probably the best. Like, certainly for Roman history, I think it is the best thing that's been made, because it's not all about empire, big and good. Do you know what I mean? It's not saying like, and then Rome invented this, and then Rome invented this.
Right, right.
It's about how fucking horrible these bunch of cunts were. Like, it's about how this was just a mad like project. The whole empire was just a bunch of rich men who looked at the map of the known world and said, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. I want all of you guys to just go and fucking kill all the, like, do you know what I mean? It's about violence and lust and fucking jealousy and greed and all of the worst things about the human experience. And
Yeah,
like,
so basically, not much has changed.
yeah, I honestly think the reason why I am obsessed with like the Roman world is because I think that spirit of ruthless imperialism has completely informed the modern age, and
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
entirely what all of like my politics are about. So like, yeah, that for me is a good show, because I think, to be honest, they mostly did get historical detail correct, but I don't really think that's a huge point. I think that's what differentiates it from films like, I don't know, Ben-Hur or whatever, where it's all just about spectacle and looking like the Roman Empire was this crazy big glitzy thing. Whereas this is about the horrible fucking reality of imperialism.
Right.
Yeah, I hope that sort of answers the question.
No,
I
absolutely.
yeah. Roman history is my only real area of expertise. Maybe a little bit of early medieval and stuff. But on the flip side, I didn't think Vikings was all that good, because it was kind of gritty and stuff, but it was mostly about how Vikings were all kind of like a bunch of bros who just like to get together and raid and stuff. It's like, there's quite a lot more complex than that, but
Right.
yeah. Also, sorry, if I could answer Bob M's question, where and when would you visit? I would visit, I would visit like the 1960s. I don't want to go into the past. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah, but the 60s were a shout. Fuck yeah.
I would just go back and experience a bunch of bands I like when they were out, when they were still playing. I love ancient history, but I've learned that it was horrible, and I don't want to go there.
Yeah, it's very romanticized, isn't it?
Yeah.
We romanticize the hell out of it, but Oh,
we
God.
have a wealth and power disparity now, when 99% of people are a lot less happy than the 1%. I would
Yes.
say in ancient history it was more like the 99.9% were miserable, and
Right.
you
So
know,
we've made progress.
we've made a bit of progress. We got a few more billionaires,
I mean, I've often thought that even our sports. I mean, if you look at the sports that Americans like, you look at the sports that most of Europe likes. We talk about kicky football and running football, throwing football. They're both very violent sports. I mean,
yes,
they're definitely not enslaved, and they are definitely well paid. But there's still that gladiator aspect of it, like where
what?
nobody wants to see anybody actually get injured, but we definitely want to see the injuries happen.
Yes, We want to see the fucking flying tackles. We want to see them getting like riled up at each other and pushing each other around and fucking headbutting, and that we want all that stuff.
It
Yeah,
unlocks something a bit primal in our brains, I think.
sure. This was quite literally my undergrad dissertation was about like the social psychology of the amphitheater. Was like people, the general public are constantly, as they are now, like frustrated about something. I think we all know that like our lives aren't as good as they could be, and we know that there is a system in place that is kind of keeping us in our place.
Right.
We're not living the lives of freedom and luxury that the ruling class get.
Right.
And the amphitheater served purpose in that people could go there and just fucking become animals. Like you could just like cheer for the worst, most horrible things happening in front of you, and you could feel like you're a fucking big man. Like your guy won. Your guy fucking chopped that guy's head off. Like
right.
It completely catharsizes like that whole feeling of political frustration. There was a really, really good book written about, which I've actually got literally right in front of me, by a lady called Alison Futrell, who wrote really, really beautifully about how like the Roman Imperial Revolution, where they changed from a sort of vaguely democratic but not really republic into an empire ruled by one man. Obviously, and this was like how Augustus took power and the modern world took shape.
Right.
And obviously that process was extremely violent. It was like 3 back-to-back civil wars. All of Italy would have been in turmoil about it. People picked sides and all the rest of it. Loads and loads of death. And the amphitheater actually became popular just after that. And she wrote a really compelling argument about how being able to show up as a public and witness controlled violence in like a confined space helped make sense of that for people. Like they could witness sort of mock battles, and it would be all under control, and they could pick a side and they could see their guy win and all the rest of it. And that just helped make sense of all of the like senseless violence in the world, which obviously in the Roman world was just so commonplace. There was so much violence. And seeing it in like entertainment form helps make a lot of sense. And I think that's true of today with video games. Like we play so many fucking what is nice about DayZ? Nothing, right? But there's something satisfying,
Yeah, there's nothing nice about it actually at all. It's like, for me, it's like when oh jeez, okay, thank you, camera, for cooperating. I fucking appreciate that.
That was crazy.
Oh, thanks, Kara. I think about that actually probably more often than I should, because when I first started watching The Walking Dead, I thought there's no fucking way people would pull together. They absolutely would. Like, they would have enough sense to realize that the more people we can pull together, the more different areas of expertise we'll have, and the better chance we have of survival. And then I started to play DayZ, and I'm like, that motherfucker might have a can of bacon on him, and I'm starving, and I'm like, rah! And then I'm like, oh, fuck, they had it right. Like, good morning, Mikey. How you doing?
Oh, morning, Mikey. Good to see you. They might have a can of beans you want, and also they might be having the same idea about you. They might have a fucking, they might have something in the holster that they're gonna use on you, so you might as well beat them to it.
That little distrusting primal brain starts to kick in. I realize, like, I'm always like, oh, I'm a friendly player, and I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and for sure, it gives me killed more often than not. So I've started to have that super distrust. When I see people, I instantly get edgy and stuff, and I'm like, but it still isn't real world. I still, that would not translate to real world for me.
You'd hope not, yeah.
But I can see how people writing a show like Walking Dead would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have groups of people that will band together and help out, but most of it's going to be filled with distrust. Hey, Slangies. Can't trust a soul in DayZ. I know, and it's wild. But I still think I feel like that's also a quirky enough game where you don't have like the huge amounts of aggression and violence, because there's so many weird things about it that are just quirky and funny. and they keep it from tipping into that weird area that I wouldn't
No, exactly.
enjoy.
They've got a good balance, but like it's nonetheless like a phenomenon of like violent video games. And I know this conversation comes up in a lot of ways, and a lot of it fucking stupid because a lot of times it's like people trying to blame violent video games for violent behavior and whatever. But it's still like it's a phenomenon worth kind of interrogating. Like
It is.
why do we enjoy like we see any of this kind of violence in real life and we'd be scarred for life, but
Yeah, I
we
wouldn't
do it
want
in
it.
entertainment form, and like we can get satisfaction out of it. It's like, what is that? It's so strange.
But I'm not above going
Ooh,
to a
nice
race and
build.
being like, I really don't want anybody to be injured, but if I saw some destruction today, I wouldn't be sad. There's like that little,
Sure.
it's like the, like right above your brain stem, right? Like there's like this little tiny part of your brain that's just a million years old, and it's like destruction and violence.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And I don't think that video games have anything to do with making people that way, but it might activate that little kind of primal part.
Yeah.
Because we live much
think so.
closer now than we ever have before. Like you'd get little clusters of people in history, right? But now we
Sure.
have huge clusters of people, and there's always strangers coming in, and
Yeah. And we can travel wherever we want, like the world is smaller than it's ever been,
and we still have that little part of our brain that's just like violence and destruction.
Yeah, for sure.
Play
For
Daisy
sure.
to do things to people you can't do. Yeah, and I mean, in real life, you're a healer. I mean, in real life, you're doing just endless research on how to make people's lives healthier and help them live longer and better things. And then you get into DayZ, and you're absolutely deadly. I find it interesting because when you take a game like Planet Coaster, though, and you're creating, you're creating art.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah,
really
it is.
are.
It's the opposite, isn't it? It's the opposite.
It seems like we love
inclination
that.
to
We
it.
love to build and we love to destroy.
Yeah, do a bit of both.
Yeah, we really do.
That's come out really nice, by the way. Is that finished? Because I saw you taking screenshots.
Yeah, I think so. I wish there was like a better way to kind of like, I might try to lash these together with a bit of rope, but
Okay.
It looks a lot like the actual one. Like I'll put a screenshot of both up on Twitter later.
Mhm.
But yeah, like when you're running it's real dense forest, and you're running through, and this would be like in the game, this is all covered up. It's encircled by trees. And the very first thing you see is the back of this outhouse, and you're like, an outhouse doesn't belong in the woods. And you get curious and you creep through the trees to the outhouse, and you're greeted with this. And you're just like, what the it's really eerie.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, the violence you've
captured that.
committed
Really
because
good.
of an inopportune autosave. Really? Okay, fair enough. You're suitably intrigued. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I don't have Felix this week. It's his dad's week. But he's got a 5:30 doctor's appointment today, and I asked his dad, hey, are you going to be able to take him? And he was like, no, I don't want to have to get off of work early. So I'm going to go pick him up from school and do all of that. I mean, funny how he didn't mind not going to work at all because he went to a bowling tournament last week, but
Crazy that, huh?
Things that make me want to commit violence.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Stun people, eh?
Love the atmosphere. Thank you so much, really. I appreciate it. Need to dip back to training. You did a 12-hour stream? Oh, I was actually lurking in your stream, OGT. I was playing DayZ too, so I didn't say anything, but I was lurking on you. I just really have this bad habit of mostly lurking. I do it to you too, Cockers.
No, yeah, I know how it is. Yeah.
I have this bad habit of like, if I've been talking for hours, like I do in streams.
Yeah.
Like even like it's remarkable. Slang will call me in the evening after he gets off of work, and like on a video chat,
And we'll just sit there for like 2 hours and not say a word, because I'll be like, babe, we can like be near each other in each other's presence, but I need decompress time. And he's just so damn sweet. He's just like, okay.
Yep, that sounds like slang.
He just accepts it. He just accepts it. It's great. So do we get to look forward to more cooking streams?
I hope so. That's something I've been kind of lamenting for quite a while. Is I just generally haven't had a lot of like special streams in quite a while. But yeah, to be fair, I think there's got to be another Abby cooking stream at some point. I think I probably should be getting back in drag again as well at some point. That's been too long as well.
I fucking love you in drag.
Yeah. I love it as well. It's great.
I love you in drag. It's very, very good, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. You bought Need for Speed Heat for £3 and played it for 10 hours over the week. Oh, but Need for Speeds, they're a good game.
It's good shit.
Shampoo politely demands. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing some cookie decorating streams again as we head into the holiday season.
Yes.
Of course. I need to get Abby her apron.
Oh shit! Of course, yeah. We got to do that.
Yeah, I totally meant to send it back with you. And then if
it's done, I'm happy to pay for the postage.
God, I'm not worried about that. That'll be fine. I can Slang is coming to visit me this Friday. I can send it back with him, and then he can just send it regular.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Ethan, to answer your question, I copy you. I copy Poet. I copy Moomin. I copy Relly.
What?
It's all about copying.
You what? You don't copy me. Shut up.
Absolutely. You're one of the first people I copy, Poet. But most importantly, copy real life. You know.
Yeah.
Look at stuff and recreate it.
Life imitates art, imitates life.
Indeed.
And that's the true circle. Do you mind? I mean, I'm sure you don't mind if people ask you questions here. I mean, I feel like you're a lot like I am, and you're in that you're very open with your chat, and you've become a very emotionally honest person. So I'm sure there's probably not a whole lot that you don't discuss.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about whatever. Yeah, no issue there.
So if you were to go out to the ice cream shop today, what flavor ice cream?
Now here's a real question.
Yes. Well, for me, it changes day by day. Like, I'm not always in the mood for the same thing that I was. But if you were to go to the ice cream shop today, what would you be ordering?
If they had it, I like pistachio. I think it's a great flavor. I do like salted caramel. Ooh. Or maybe that's a bit overdone these days, isn't it?
Yeah, but a good salted, like I make a homemade caramel sauce in November for Thanksgiving, and I do a little bit of smoked sea salt with it, and it's just delightful.
That's the stuff. That is the stuff.
It is. I make a homemade pumpkin cheesecake to go with it, but it's also delightful in coffee, and it makes a delicious Guinness float.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean now you've mentioned coffee flavor as well. Yeah. Coffee ice cream, fucking lovely.
Coffee ice cream. Just hop in the shower. Don't hop, you might slip.
Moomin, I'll join you. In my mind.
I can't say that. That would be weird. Moomin, I'll join you.
I think you guys could have a perfectly platonic shared shower.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
totally think you could.
I mean, I used to go to, like, when I was in Japan, I would go to the onsens twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week most weeks, and I would always be with friends or with my kids. Like, I would take baths with my friends all the time.
I love the idea. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna wish. I mean, I miss them. It's one of the biggest things I miss about Japan, but especially right now, like with how much everything costs, and my boiler is a gas boiler, so with gas being like if you use it at all, you're gonna have a
Oh,
bill
God,
higher
yeah.
than rent. I can't take Babs right now. It's just I took one the other day and I'm like, all right, this is it for like the entire winter. You cannot fill your bathtub
No,
up
it's,
again now.
it's fucking terrible. I
But
can't
like
believe it. Yeah.
the onsens are like $2 to use. It's like we really need those all over the world. But I couldn't imagine America. You know,
No.
you couldn't do it. You couldn't be nude in front of other people. And you certainly couldn't, like, the onsens are full of people from, like, newborn all the way up to 90-year-olds. It's no big deal.
Right.
There are kids in there. It's no big deal. But fucking hell, in America, you couldn't.
No. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It is, because these are things that are really good. I feel like it's a real shame that travel is such a privileged thing, because I feel like traveling benefits your personal growth, and your personal growth benefits the society in which you live.
Yeah.
And travel
sure.
can do that for you in ways that nothing else can. Like, it's not until you've gone to another country and you've experienced being a minority in another country, or being illiterate in another country. And you never consider yourself illiterate, but you get to another country where you don't yet know the language and you are illiterate. You are at the mercy of whoever is willing to help you, and you have to trust them. Like, it changes who you are as a person, and I think it changes you in really, really good ways. It makes your worldview, your compassion, and you've been to some really, really interesting and unusual places where I think even a short trip would probably have a profound impact on how you see
I think
things.
so, but not to the extent of you like living in Japan for like multiple years. Where I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd be right in thinking that like English literacy isn't like particularly high.
It depends on where you are. I mean, younger people, it kind of is, but not always. Like, I actually found more English speaking people in rural areas than I did in Tokyo, which is
Right. Okay.
bizarre. The thing is a lot of people are very self-conscious of the pronunciation, of how they say
Yeah,
things.
this I've heard
you
about.
find a lot of
Yeah.
hesitation. Also, it's really difficult to have access to native English speakers. So a lot of time what you experience is people would prefer to speak to you in English if they even know only a little bit, because they want to hear a native English speaker speaking it. So
Right.
it can be difficult to try to get people to speak to you in Japanese. So
That makes sense.
like
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
people would come up and offer me like $20 to sit there with an hour and talk to them, and I'm like, look, just
Wow.
let's just buy a coffee and sit and chat. Like, I don't need this. When I go back to Bob, I would pack my bags last week if I
I
knew
knew
that
it.
I was going to be leaving. Yeah, I am always actively seeking ways to go back to Japan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Wait, oh no, I've already asked your favorite place that you ever visited. Wow.
Yeah. I'd say either Lebanon or Norway. I love
Yeah.
both of them.
I would love to go. Actually love to go to both. I really liked being in Bahrain as well. I mean, it was a hard place to be.
Yeah.
It was expensive, and it was a very tiny island, so it can get very repetitive and boring. And I was there in
Okay.
2009, 2010.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't real. There was a lot of destabilization still.
Yeah.
In
Sure.
the area. But again,
Fascinating though.
it
Middle East is
disabused
just
me of
incredible.
some previously held notions that I needed to be disabused of.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. But Dubai can suck it.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Dubai can suck it. Like, Dubai is horrific. It's not even that pretty, and it's only for
super, 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 super wealthy people. And
Yeah.
it's a very service oriented. So, but the service
people are treated horrifically. You went to Tokyo for 6 days. Oh, Tokyo is lovely. It's a big city that doesn't feel like a big city because it's like all these little neighborhoods, and there's still a lot of green spaces. I love Tokyo.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah, I remember Yeah, like Mikey's just said, like slaves or slave. Winder used to teach in Qatar, like as a English teacher, and I'll never forget him saying that, like, yeah, they've got this like underclass of. Oh, hang on, I'll wait. Cheers, Ethan. Like in Qatar, you know, they've got this like underclass of like South Asian,
Yes,
you know,
that's how it
workers
is
who've
in
employed.
Bahrain as well. Mm.
Yeah, and they just like treat them like fucking dogs. It's just horrific.
It is horrific. It absolutely is. That's one thing that I just couldn't ever get used
Quite hard
to.
to stomach. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's the heartbreaking part. Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Absolutely. Go to Japan. You'll never regret it. Like, you'll never regret it. But I would strongly recommend getting out of the city. I would strongly recommend getting into some of the more, especially northern, up in the Aomori prefecture. It is absolutely stunning. The people are lovely. I mean, Tokyo is great. Don't get me wrong. But Tokyo is a very, 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 very small part of what Japan is.
Yeah, I bet.
And culturally, you get more. Like, there were people that I talked when I was performing at a Christmas concert. I was performing my koto, and a young man came up to me and asked me what I was playing, and I said it's a koto, and he goes, "Oh." He's like, "I'm Japanese. I've never even heard of that before." He's like, "But I'm from Tokyo," and I was like, "Wow, this is like your national instrument. Like, it's like the shamisen and the koto. Like, holy shit."
Yeah.
You want to go back to Sri Lanka? You weren't very class oriented. Oh yes, you weren't allowed to mix with the people in the class above or below you.
Fucking crazy. I mean, to be honest, I say like, oh, that's fucking crazy, but it's like, you know, that it's not like that long ago that Europe was fairly similar to that. So,
Hey,
you know.
Rampage, Hey, let's try that again. Hey, Rampage, what's up? How the fuck are you doing? So, what are you having for dinner tonight, Cockwaddle?
Oh, wow.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I know. I might make some kind of curry or something. I'm back to work tomorrow, so I need to make something that I can reheat leftovers of as a work lunch. I hadn't thought that far ahead. That's a good idea, though. I need to probably start thinking.
And
Why? What
finally,
are you doing?
what am I doing? Well, I'm here alone. Like, after I take Fee to the doctor and drop him back off at his dad's, it's just me. So probably a bowl of cereal. I don't tend to cook for myself. I cook when other people are here.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, going to see Des very soon. Nice, hell yeah! There are loads of places in South Africa. There are loads of places in the U.S. that I've never been to. I've been to like 5 states. That's it.
Huge country. Huge country.
Huge country. I mean, Florida's huge. I've never been to Miami because it was too far away from where I lived in Florida.
Yeah,
Ooh,
makes
butternut soup sounds like a shout. Maybe I'll go get a squash. That doesn't sound too bad. So here's a controversial question. What do you think about what's going on with Twitch right now? Like, people are freaking like
yeah.
Do you have the chat highlight thing? Are you part of that experiment too?
If I am, I hadn't heard about it. I don't think I've had an email about it. So there's that thing where like people can.
They didn't send me an email either. It just showed up on my channel, and then I clicked it and it said "Learn more here," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And you can't opt out of it.
For fuck's sake! Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's that thing where they can like pay money to have their messages highlighted or something like that.
They can pay money to have their messages stay up on the screen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm in the exact same boat as you. I've no interest in that sort of fucking thing. I don't want any. I don't want like an elite fucking class of chatters.
Right. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, I feel like
that's just fucking odd.
Yeah, it's showed on mine. You haven't clicked on the little flag thing at the bottom. Yeah, it was like $5 for 30 seconds. Like, it was nuts. It was a nuts amount. Hey,
Yeah,
Ivan,
stupid.
how you doing? Yeah, I feel like Twitch is. I know a lot of people are like, I'm leaving Twitch and going to YouTube. Twitch is going down. I really don't think Twitch is going down, but
No, me neither. I think that we always get those kind of reactions when look Twitch aren't they're not a nice bunch of guys, and they never have been ever
Nope.
since they were never like ever since we started streaming. They'd already been owned by Amazon for years. So anyone who was like under the impression that this was like some super community oriented site, well, it just fucking come on.
no,
Like,
we are community oriented, but the people
Yeah,
behind
exactly.
us are absolutely not in any way, shape, or
No.
form. Yeah, they never
No.
have been. Right.
And look, people like you and me are not trying to fucking climb the ladder and become like super wealthy off this. Do you know what I mean? Like we stream because we love it, and the money is a bonus. So yeah, when people say, "Oh, like we're going to YouTube and all that," it's like, yeah, some big streamers are going to be moving to YouTube because that's their full fucking livelihood, and they believe they can get a better deal over there. Fine, but the culture that we have and that we have done very well from is specifically Twitch oriented, and I don't even think about it. Do you know what I mean? I don't even think about
Right.
any kind of shift to YouTube because I would never go to YouTube to watch live streams. It's just like just not it's not
Right,
even
I
part
never
of my
would
mindset.
either. Like I'm thinking, like YouTube does live stream. No, like yeah, that's it's the same with me. I just all that talk. My anxieties are all like, and then I'm like, oh my god, are we gonna lose? But then I was like, no, it's good. Like double sided, if that makes sense. You've had an argument with the teacher, and it doesn't necessarily end well, but otherwise you're okay because you don't have school today or tomorrow. Well, there you go. There's your
There you
silver
go.
lining. You get 2 days off. Yeah, I feel like yeah, it's all about the community for me. And this is really the only platform that has the ability to interact with chat the way that we do.
Yeah, exactly. And most of those changes that were talked about, and I only took a brief look at them to be honest, but most of those changes only affect they only make an effect on the streamer side rather than on the viewer side. The only thing that changes for the viewers is that they're trying to make ad breaks fucking longer, right? Right. But for people like you and me, we don't even have mid-roll ads on.
Right.
So
I mean, I know people are always talking about if I go into a stream and there's a pre-roll ad, I immediately leave. Okay, that's great. But I figure sitting through one pre-roll ad is a lot better than sitting through 3 minutes every hour. Like, I would rather just do it and get it over with,
Yeah, for me, mid-roll ads are an insane thing. If you're a big Twitch partner with thousands of viewers or whatever, I guess it's one thing because then they all probably treat it a bit more like a TV show or whatever. But if we're just hanging out with a few friends, don't be forcing people away by making them watch minutes of ads every night. Just it's silly behavior. I don't understand why anyone does.
We're bombarded with it. There's not one thing that you can do without being absolutely inundated with ads. And I mean, I for one, if I'm being forced to watch ads, I'm less likely to do business with these companies. Like, I'm never, ever, 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 ever going to play Raid Shadow Legends, no matter how many times I see it advertised. Like,
no.
And I'm never going to fucking manscape my balls. Like, even if I had them, I'm just fucking not. No.
Oh, Poe, you should really think about it.
You just need soap. It's good. And Rampage, Twitch being the first big site means it will never go away, but also the reason why they do what they do, all because, they don't need you. Yeah, they don't. They don't. I read something the other day that, like, 80% of all streamers on Twitch bring in zero income to Amazon. And I was like, that's significant. I mean, that's not a good business model for Twitch or Amazon, of course. Like, because I was like, what is the truth? Like, why don't they give us a better payout? This, or like, why are other platforms doing it better? But because they have a business model that's bad for them, but ultimately is pretty good for streamers because you can get started and you can literally make zero and you still don't have to pay. Like,
exactly.
It could be worse. They could enforce something where it says if you don't make a certain amount of money
every 6 months, then you need to pay a user fee. Like but they don't.
Yes.
I don't know how long
Exactly.
they can sustain the business model that they currently have, but we're gonna find out.
They've got us because they've got us. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just like how Amazon itself, quite often obviously it's hard. Amazon's so big now; it's hard to even make these kind of statements. But like in a lot of areas, Amazon makes a loss, right? Because they do things cheaper and quicker than everyone else. But the long-term goal is that they just have so many fucking customers that they can't fail. So
Right.
and it's the same. It's the same with Twitch. Like yeah, the audience is already there. There's millions and millions of people who will always come to Twitch to watch live streams.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how they're able to run it like that, because ultimately they're owned by an infinitely wealthy company. That yeah.
Well, and Mikey, some streamers do run ads and they take breaks, but I'm the kind of psychotic streamer that even if I do an 8 or a 10-hour stream, I don't leave my chair.
Indeed.
I don't take
you
breaks
have that
because
power.
I don't drink. I literally just completely dehydrate myself and I don't eat for the entire stream so that I don't have to take a break. I have the worst fucking habits ever. Yeah, Rampage, Slang's coming to see me.
Hell yeah.
I'm such a lucky girl.
You are.
I am. Good lord. That guy.
That sweet guy.
Oh, he is. He's the best. He's literally the best.
What day is he coming?
Friday.
Friday, baby. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yep, Friday to
that's gonna be
Monday.
fun.
It'll be lovely.
Nice.
I'm gonna cook him a very, very American dinner. Like,
nice.
It might be the most American dinner I've ever cooked him. I'm gonna make him meatloaf, which I don't even really like, but I'm gonna make it for him. I'm gonna make him meatloaf, homemade macaroni and cheese, black-eyed peas, collard greens,
nice,
and mashed potatoes.
Oh baby, that is American as fuck.
It's not only is it American as fuck, it is southeastern as fuck. Like, that is very southern country food, especially with the collard greens, which are gotta be some of my favorite things. You did 2 breaks yesterday, or you would have needed a new chair and a shower. I've never done a 12 hours. Are you gonna be doing a 12-hour stream anytime soon, Cockers?
Jesus Christ, no. I think the longest I've ever done is 6 hours, and I think I've done that only 2 or 3 times ever. I'm not the same kind of trooper as you, Poet. I can't do it.
I was reminiscing the other day on how you used to eat tinned beans straight out of the tin.
Hell yeah. That was stream fuel right there. Did the job.
I used to be like, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck is he doing? That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's a British superpower.
It is. Somebody was saying something about, could you really eat tinned beans to survive? And I'm like, I know somebody who could without any problem.
100%.
You
Probably
kind
still
of
do, yeah, from time to time.
her. You handed in your test. She commented on it because you hadn't filled it in completely. And I said, I just don't understand this. And she says, no, you should. We learned it yesterday. Oh. Well, I mean, it is kind of on the teacher to teach, and if a student says, I didn't understand that, I would think that the teacher should say, okay, how can we make sure that you understand it? Like, is it that what they're there to do?
You would have
No,
thought.
I feel like that's what school should be, but I feel like especially from what I see people saying, like, on the internet, is school basically just serves to teach people how to let corporations abuse them, because you're taught that you can't use the bathroom, you have to ask permission, and you can't ask a question, and it doesn't matter whether you understand the material or not, they're gonna end up passing you anyways, because all you have to know how to do is what the fuck you're told, and that's not got anything to do with learning.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed.
You don't think there's many Brits that don't have them? I'm gonna have a bad opinion here. I'm gonna get really, really hardcore hate, but I hate the British beans.
Oh my god, why are you saying these things?
Because they're bland. They're fucking bland ass non-seasoned beans and a bland ass non-seasoned tomato sauce. Are y'all afraid of flavor?
Oh, the thing's a beauty.
know, but they're not flavored. I should have made you beans
Ooh,
when you
a
were here.
new subscriber.
Yeah, true.
Slang, thank you so much for that gift sub to Rampage. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll go one further. I don't like any beans at all. You don't like baked beans either. We're talking beans. You don't like baked beans. They're too English. Oh, check out Branston. Oh my fucking god. If Branston beans are anything like Branston pickle, you can take those.
Wenda, I don't like them. I don't think they're good. I think they have better packaging. Branston beans think they're They think they're like some sort of elite class of beans. They're watery as fuck. No one beats Heinz. What do you want about Wenda?
You just can't posh shit up like that.
No.
You don't posh. Like, somebody said something about poshing up biscuits and gravy, and I was like, look, I get it because you're a foodie, but no, you don't posh up biscuits and gravy. You just don't posh up stuff like that.
No, I agree.
You let it be what it is. That's some things, like, we don't always have to gentrify food.
Exactly. Yeah.
Believe it or not. Beans are for those days you can't be arsed to make anything else.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, Cockwaddle is not afraid to just pop open a can and just start nomming.
Fuck yes.
Right out of, or 10.
Got me thinking about it now.
So you're gonna have 10 beans for lunch, aren't you?
I think I might do, yeah.
See, that's a shout. You always chuck a bit of curry powder in a saucepan with the baked beans.
Damn, that's a good idea. Could do that as well.
Oh,
Bit of curry powder on baked beans. Fucking lovely.
This is being interesting. I don't know if I've ever done curry powder. So, like, I usually do, like, spices. And,
Okay, yeah.
And
That's a good idea.
deliciousness. Yeah, like, but typically, so in the States, at least in the southeastern United States, beans are usually done at barbecues. Like, you've got your pulled pork, you've got your smoked brisket, you've got your coleslaw, you've got your baked beans.
Mm-hmm.
That's your barbecue food. Or maybe your potato salad. We don't typically, like, I couldn't fathom beans on toast because I don't usually double starch at a meal. Like, I was raised with my mom going, you never have two starches in one meal. You have two vegetables, a protein, and a starch, and that's like what you eat, you know. Like, beans on toast is like, what the fuck is this? How do you have this for breakfast? Because that would put me in a carb coma and I would take a nap.
Oh, beans on toast, just like a mountain of cheese on top, Worcester sauce, fucking excellent.
Wait, you eat just beans, no sides, just beans? The beans are the sides, but yes, Cockers just eats beans out of the tin, just the beans.
Do it, baby.
Yeah,
if anyone hasn't actually tried it, just fucking give it a go. You never know. You might be like me.
It's true. Well, UK cooking disagrees.
Yep.
Grated cheese on top. Cheesy beans on toast for the win.
Hell fucking yeah.
Baked bean sandwich. Oh my. Well, like the Chip Buddy. The Chip Buddy was one of the things that really befuddled me. I was like, wait.
Oh my god, I had such a good one yesterday. Fuck.
Like potatoes on bread? It didn't sound appealing to me, but then I saw somebody do a Chip Buddy with gravy, and I was like, oh.
Oh,
okay.
Gotcha.
Now a Chip Buddy with gravy is a horse of a different color. Like, that is the shit.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. You put the gravy in. There you go. Otherwise, it's just dry.
Oh, I usually put in several fucking spoonfuls of ketchup, so I keep it moist.
I don't like ketchup. Jacket potato with beans, coleslaw, and cheddar top. Ooh. I haven't had that. Like, I like potatoes. I like jacket potatoes with steamed broccoli and cheese on top and bacon. So a crisp sandwich, I used to do, when I was a kid, I would always put barbecue crisps on my turkey sandwich that my mom made me. Like, she would give me a turkey sandwich and a little thing of barbecue crisps, and I would put the crisps on my sandwich when it came time to eat it. Nice.
That sounds decent.
Brown beans with potatoes, pieces of bacon, gravy, and syrup. What the fuck? Are you taking the piss? That's disgusting. Reheated lasagna and a bread roll or cake. Yeah. Like, I made a whole bunch of meatballs last week so I can make meatball subs with them the day later, and fuck yeah, I did.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh, okay. Backstage.
Damn, you guys get me ready for lunch.
backstage areas bore me. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to get ready to go so I can go pick up kiddo.
Yeah, it is. It is getting to that lunchtime.
It is. It is. It's what's nearly 2, and I've got to be at his school by 3, and I actually need to put clothes on to do that for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slang would disagree. Well,
I
this has been super super nice though.
It's been great. Thank you. I knew that the interview with you would be amazing because we have a very easy chemistry.
We do. Works every time.
It does. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Maybe Planet Coaster just brings those kinds of personalities.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm glad you've enjoyed, Ethan.
Yeah, I am too. Let's see. I do wish that we had more Planet Coaster players though, you know, like
Yeah. It's
I
tricky.
do wish it were more. But that's okay. I'll find. Well, let's go. Let's do something different then, because usually I try to raid with the same game I'm playing, but our very own It's Just Tack is streaming right now, and I think we should go say hello.
Sweet.
He's doing the relaxing truck game. Oh, kidney are good. So I like to do taco potatoes. I like to do a jacket potato and black beans and usually cojito cheese, like Mexican cheese, and green onions and cilantro, and then sometimes if I'm in the mood for it, taco meat, and sometimes if I'm not, I'll use jackfruit, like seasoned like taco meat. Very delicious.
Nice. Sounds fucking awesome.
Aww.
Ain't he a sweetie?
Oh God, he's just the best, isn't he? Yeah, well, Cockwaddle's always gonna have a special place in our relationship because we were brought together by the cock.
I'm the official third wheel.
You are. You are. Yeah. Everyone loves to be a third wheel Cockwaddle.
Yeah.
Well, I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to be running with Ariana. I do have another interview this week. I have Everyone Knows Dave on Friday. He is the creator of Essacar. So we're going to be getting into some really cool questions about how, you know, map making and server owning and all of that stuff. So we're going to get into some nitty gritty in the DayZ world on Friday. And then that will be it for me for the week. I'm going to be off on the weekend because, you know, Slang's here. Professional third wheel. And I'll just do like the super professional outro. Cockwaddle, thank you so much for joining us today for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And chat, I hope that you got all of your deepest, darkest questions asked. Answered, not asked. I fucking need coffee and food.
That's fine. I will jump off and let you go. Thank you again so much. It's been so much fun.
Bye, Cockers. Have a good rest of your
Wonderful.
day.
I love you. Bye 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 bye.
Love you, bye. All right, everyone. Let's go get Tack. Well, he used to be Tactical Mind. Now he's just Tack. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been absolutely lovely having you. Oh, it's gonna go away soon. Goodbye.